And we're live.
We're live. And we're missing two people.
Live from Peckham, it's...
Live from Peckham.
Welcome.
You can find Peckham. Shannon's address at... Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Eaters of the Earth, episode 12, I think we're on now.
It's just a man-only stream this time. Oh no, there she is.
No.
The patriarchy will win one day.
It's not quite how that works, Sam.
Straight in there.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the jury's will lose one day.
Oh,
it's more
yeah.
kind of the ambition.
We will.
Speaking of which, I was reading Sargon of Akkad's Wikipedia account today.
Right, well, leave
Anyway,
again.
let's get on with the stream.
Ooh.
Sorry, we're really confused here.
What is going on?
I don't know, I mean... Shannon, where are you
The
going?
water's dirty, I'm sorry.
The water's dirty?
Yeah, it's on the phone.
This is what you tune
Yeah,
in
it's filled
for.
with coronavirus. That's what you get.
Boom,
Okay,
Right, everyone gets one coronavirus joke, that's it.
Whose joke was
I
that?
was the butt
I
of
want-
many coronavirus jokes last week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we got out of control.
If
and,
anything,
you know.
I should be credited with some. It's spread into the chat.
Anyway, hello, yes, welcome to Eaters of the Earth. It's our D&D live stream. Particularly awful today. Usually we're just kind of, but now we're going to start 15 minutes late. Just
Yeah,
Seb
sorry.
running behind. Train delay. You think you said something was on fire or
There's
something?
something in Lewisham caught fire, which for some
Hopefully not
reason-
someone.
Maybe they
Hopefully
burned
not
themselves
someone.
because they had the coronavirus.
Maybe.
There goes your joke.
Shit.
Done.
Quick, that was just
Was
really
it
grim,
worth it?
wasn't it? No, it wasn't worth it. I was considering changing my Twitter name to Don Corleone virus. Would that have been a good idea? Answer in the chat.
That's also that's your coronavirus done. You're done.
That's
with your
when we're done.
allotment.
It's a reference to The Godfather. Right?
No.
Maybe you haven't seen it. It's possible you haven't seen
No,
it.
it's true, it's true,
Yeah,
it's true.
Anyway, should we get on with things?
Have you seen The
Yes.
Godfather?
No.
Have you seen
Really?
The Godfather?
I've seen the Godfather.
Right, so you haven't.
I don't watch popular films.
It's not. It's
None of you.
Yeah. So first and foremost, as
The
always.
volume's quite high. Do you think you should turn the thingy down?
Oh, okay. I can turn the volume down. if you want.
That's so
The
good.
music was quite high at the beginning of the last.
Yeah, no, I've turned the music down.
Sorry, these are the conversations we normally have before the stream.
It's,
starts.
everyone's only just got here. Why is everything such a bloody
I've been here
mess?
for an hour.
Except for Harry.
Apologies.
He's good.
I'm
I
good.
was there for a while.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you just stand there look pretty, so.
I walked through the door. 2 minutes.
Right, Shannon's finally
Definitely not for my
With us.
D&D knowledge.
You alright, Shannon? Well, I kind of want to get everyone in before we start, but. Alright, fine.
Nous sommes tous ensemble.
Alright, everyone.
Am I right,
Let's
sir?
get cracking. Eaters of the Earth is inspired by the video game Caves of Cud. Thanks as always to Freehold Games for letting us use their setting for inspiration. Shall we go around and introduce ourselves, and we'll end with Shannon when she gets here. Seb, who are you and who's your character?
I'm Seb. I was the reason the stream is late. Well, the trains were the reason the stream is late, but my presence here is the reason the stream
But
is
the
late.
trains being late was your fault.
was my
Because you
fault.
set something.
I set a man in a siren.
fire because he had coronavirus, and there goes mine. And I play Tumbleheart Baraka III, Esper Slayer extraordinaire.
Do you want to tell us a bit about the character, or just
I think if anything that defines him more than any level of roleplay I've ever
sure?
done.
You are a knight historian for the console.
I'm a knight
You're
historian.
a plant person,
I am a
trained in
plant
the art of the
person,
sword.
Trained in the art of the sword.
Are you getting your lines fed?
Fine. Harry, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Harry. I was here on time. I was here early. It's pretty much all I've got going for me. I play Stev, and Stev's trusty friend Dog, or maybe not so trusty. We'll find out. Stev's, as you
Probably
can
not
see,
this session, though.
basically a sort of cross between a caveman and a bloke I know who used to run a farm near me. Whose his worldly cynicism is slowly being chipped away to reveal his soft, gooey centre. Much like Kev, the guy at the farm, who his
Don't name
cynicism
him.
never actually went away. He's just a dick. But yeah, let's keep going.
What? This is way too much. Anyway, Sam.
This is
Hi.
We are
backstory
sorry,
Harry.
Kev. We know you're a big fan of the show.
I lost
I
on
don't
one,
think he knew how to use a phone.
I think
let alone
I'm
a
on one.
computer.
Hi, I'm Sam. I was also early today, earlier than I normally am. I'm playing Tetsu Oitap. He's a tall, blue, gangly boy. He's blue dabba-dee dabba-die, but will he blue dabba-dee dabba-die? this stream, find out.
Do you mean preparing?
No, just look it up.
That's pretty
Did you
good.
just make that?
I mean, that's good delivery for off the top of your head.
That's some bullshit. You've been fucking working on that for weeks.
No, he is
Workshopping it.
Blue dabba dee dabba.
Shannon. Right. Shannon, do you want to introduce yourself or?
I wrote it in my
Was
blue
having a
dabba dee dabba
moment.
diary.
Sam, shut up.
Shannon, I play her Babus, and she's good to have around on a hot summer day.
Okay. And I am Liam, the.
Did you come up with that on the top of your head?
I'm Liam, the Beleaguered DM. Anyway, I mean, given that we've only just kind of got here around the table properly, should I do the kind of, DM's notes that I would normally do outside the game for you now?
This is a real peek behind the curtain here, isn't it?
No,
Exclusive content.
The intricate mechanics of this show.
Please, we need you to subscribe for more exclusive content like this. Liam won't do this again.
Harry, I swear to God. I need to have like a BB gun and just pull out and shoot people when they bring up subscriptions.
We should have a movement.
No, it's just that basically, you finish your first quest line, so it's now, upon your characters to, stick together on your own accord rather than being brought together by fate, as it were. That's all. That's all there is. Anyway, enough of the peek behind the curtain. Few announcements.
Like for more
I've
of
done my
that.
backdrop. It is so.
Look how awesome it is.
Yes.
Get better at clapping on stream.
Yeah, quiet clapping. But it sounds a bit creepy if you listen to it.
Yeah, that's done. I'm aiming to have this backdrop done either
Don't do
next
this
week
yourself.
or next week or the week after. I did have to work really hard on this one, given that I have work anyway. But on that note, Harry, we never actually ironed this out, but we're probably not going to be here next week just to try to get lots of things ironed out, basically. So get the backlog uploaded to YouTube, get that backdrop done, try to fine tune the audio because it's not great. I'll be honest, we could do better.
I got nothing else on next week.
Well, we can just hang
Don't
out
you
or
have something
something.
on every week?
Oh,
So specifically for this, obviously, there wasn't like a slide about your social life.
To be
but
fair,
surely
to
you
be
keep
fair.
the Thursday free for this.
If anything, part of the problem has been people having too much on a Thursday.
That is true.
Also,
yeah.
I have an announcement to make. We had an extensive conversations about thwomps and thwacks last session.
You fucking scumbag.
and
I can't
I-
believe you went to that.
Harry, let him say his bit.
I made an error.
Oh,
when-
I think it was more than an error.
a faux pas.
I would describe it as a heinous misunderstanding.
Everyone, can we
It's
just
true.
let him say
Well-
the apology
well-
and then we can stick the knives in?
When Liam said an enemy in Mario 64, he was referring to womps. A strand of thwomp. I'd like to also just back up my point that thwacks do exist in the Mario universe. I believe it's Mario and Luigi 2 Partners in Time or something like that.
That's not what you believe. That's what you Googled immediately after this.
Yes, because it was eating something in the back of my head, like Tetsu's, like something's there.
The Earth.
Hi and welcome to our stream. But anyway, I'm sorry, hardcore Mario fans that watched this stream, that I know watched this stream.
Yeah, I mean, I think the person who's your harshest critic is you, but yeah. we
And
have
good,
to wait.
that needs to be the
I have
case.
so little idea of what you're talking about.
I mean,
I've
I
never
just,
played
you know,
Mario.
You were the main person in this conversation.
Most
All right,
of
everyone,
Mario culture in
Now the bits out of the way, yeah. So very likely no stream next week. I mean, may as well say there's no stream just to confirm it, just because I do want to get everything done, and it's probably going to take a bit longer than a week. And I would like for the next quest line everything to be kind of cleaned up, us to be a bit better. That's the plan. Shannon, you're free to come round and watch as I'm hitting things with a hammer.
Hitting the orbs.
I also have a small announcement because it's going to come up at some point.
Let me just get to the end of the announcements. I mean,
Okay.
Sam already cut me off for his, apology.
Okay.
Last thing, and then you can all apologise
wearing
for
a
anything
nice
you
shirt.
like. Oh.
That actually segued pretty well into my announcement.
No, the last thing is that me and Harry are going to try to put together a fairly simple video on the YouTube channel that's like a proper summary of the last quest line. It has all the little notes that might come up at a later date in other quest lines and so on. I'm going to... Sorry, someone's really screaming outside.
Assaulted outside or something.
We are going to do a run through of the previous kind of quest line very quickly at the start of this session, but there'll be something better on the YouTubes for people who are watching to catch up on properly and quickly.
Sounds good.
That's it. Seb, do you want to say your piece?
It's simply that I've been doing radio all day, and traditionally when I do radio, for obvious reasons, I care very little about the things I wear. And so I'm wearing underneath this jumper, which will eventually become too hot, an extraordinarily loud shirt.
Do it now.
Yeah,
now.
You have to do it now.
Take it off.
No, stop it.
If
Keep
you
it
want
on,
to see
keep
the
it
shirt.
on.
No, I think
Don't.
it will come. Stay tuned, because eventually I'll need to remove this jumper and we'll see the shirt. I don't want it to alarm anyone as and when it happens, or potentially to distract from.
This is
a
like,
tense
no one's
moment.
going to get this reference, but this is like the Sam Riegel shirt reveals, but our crap low budget version.
Yes.
I don't know what.
No,
I don't,
no one
I
gets
don't know
it.
what that means, but it sounds roughly right.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, and does anyone have anything else to say for themselves, or are we going to begin?
Anyone have anything to say for themselves?
You have your like
I
cryptid
do.
shit that you have to do.
Yeah, it's not
You
how I
can't
think
really
he
see the
looks,
fact that
but-
it says believe.
Yeah.
You can't see
Should
it.
I
bad
stand
shot.
up for a bit?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Believe.
Sharon advertising her belief in
Big fan.
monkeys.
In upright apes, like humans, or
The Upright Apes is a great name for a group.
Maybe that
is
could be
a
that
great
could be
name
the
for
group
a
name.
But
Anyway.
quite offensive if we meet the ape god, because he would not be up.
Well, no, he is an upright ape, and we
He's
could be
not.
like.
He could join
Yeah, but
the
that's
Forces.
like man cannot name himself as God.
That doesn't matter.
What?
Yeah.
Psalms 3.
Psalms 3. Jesus Christ.
Did I think of that off the top of my head?
That's
Can we
terrible.
do a Christian D&D session one?
Yes, at one point we'll do a Christian
Yeah, that's
setting.
gonna happen.
Anyway,
Oh,
shall we
Jesus.
begin? So I'm going to recap.
I'm
I'm going to recap the quest line we just went through. You guys, of course, free to drop in at any point and talk about, oh, I remember that bit, or we did this. That kind. You're free to embellish it. I'm just saying, but just let me get to kind of the end of the sentence I'm saying before you guys cut me off.
Yeah,
It's your want to
we
do.
are just yeah, we don't do
I don't
that.
think we've got a habit of doing that.
Anyway,
Anyway, Liam, so what? Sorry.
charming. So we began the previous quest line, as many D&D games do, with disaster. For different reasons, you'd all gathered in the village of Shem in the salt marsh of Joppa. Hababus and Stev, you were returning, having investigating the pig farm of Atub, who had gone missing.
A noble quest.
Yes.
What's
Tetsu.
your quest? Sorry. Investigating a pig farm.
Well, start small, level 1 stuff. Tetsu, you were recovering in a cave under the
Oh,
care
wow,
of
thanks.
the wizard Lucky, and Tumbleheart, you had been sent by the warden Futha to test the skills of Ulu, who was a warden in training, god Shem. Shem was attacked, its villagers slaughtered, Lucky killed, right Sam,
Just really forgot.
by a most sinister Esper bandit who used the psychic powers for ill. And you were united in purpose fighting against this Esper and their thralls.
It's quite funny, isn't it? What's wrong with these pigs? Noble quest.
It's perfectly noble to go look for someone who's gone
It's
missing.
also the realization of how quickly that escalates.
It's so quick.
Your quest was, did you go investigate this pig farm? To bam, Esper.
Oh, good lord.
Anyway, yes, you defeated the thralls of the Esper. The Esper fled into the jungle through teleportation. You went to speak with the Water Baron Enod at Red Rock, who gave him room on board there. You were treated with her, and she charged you with hunting and slaying this Esper under Hababus' command. She offered you 60 days of water, or 60 obols of water for your work, which you accepted. And she also secretly handed Hababus this vial of magical serum, which could supposedly resurrect the dead.
She was foolish enough to share with the group.
Well, that was only later on though. Yeah, you were instructed to use it on
That's it.
only Tetsu to ensure that this disciple of Lucky, to whom Enod owed a debt, would survive. You left Red Rock, you headed towards the jungle. First you needed to pass through the Red Canyons, and there you encountered Sprig and Gogon, you might recall.
Aww.
2 mercenaries who aided you in fighting the Snapjaw bandits that were blocking your path.
Didn't they fucking suck?
And then, well, I mean,
He
they
did
shot
the
them with...
accent
They
again.
sucked, but can we
Ran
just
away.
remind everyone that of Tumbleheart's one and only incredibly badass moment when he just murdered all of the Snapjaws.
You did kill a lot of...
I killed a lot of
yeah, that was
Snapjaws,
sick.
and everyone thought I was overpowered, and then proceeded to not do much for the next 3.5 sessions.
Anyway, before you left the Red Canyon, Sprig and Gogon did attempt to steal Tetsu's magical eye, which they'd seen in the fight previous.
And I fucking dealt them.
Well, I think Dog killed one of them, and the other one fled,
And I
actually,
just
ultimately.
fired
But you did electrocute
blast
them.
arrows at them.
Yeah,
and
you did blow one
electrocute
up.
them
After that, you reached the jungle and you headed from there to Kaya, the mushroom village, which is this point of respite that's often used by those who venture into the jungle, plunderers, mercenaries, and the like. You spoke with the albino ape mayor, Una. Tumbleheart met with Warden Yurgoth, the goat folk who trained you and guards Kaya. She told you that a seer had predicted your arrival and had told you to make your way to Moonspear, which is this landmark hillock of stone further into the jungle. Not a person.
Why don't you
no.
bring Hector anymore?
Yeah, where is Hector?
Hector has gone walkabouts in my room somewhere. Anyone who's ever ventured into my room, which I believe includes no one here, will
I've
know.
seen
Be in
it,
your
but I
room.
haven't been
I
in.
Well,
made a phone call
Will
with
will know that it is almost irrelevantly
Yeah,
to
I've
this
seen it as
stream.
well.
Not my
Is
club.
it right shithole?
Have you? Oh no, you probably have. It fluctuates between relative shithole and complete shithole.
Shifting
Okay.
sands of the desert.
Yeah.
Right, great little cutaway
If you
there.
want to find Hector Moonspear,
To be clear, Hector Moonspear is the goofy little mascot,
The
toy
goofy little
that's,
dragon mascot, which I
separated
will.
a few times.
No, he is somewhere nearby. Dylan,
I
if
stole
you're
it and
watching,
destroyed it.
I haven't lost him.
I didn't like it.
I know, but he's coming back though.
Yeah,
He's coming, isn't it?
if you can find where I've buried him. He only has 12 hours of oxygen left.
If we get 15 new subscribers.
No! Anyway, you reached Moonspear and you waited until nightfall, where the moon indeed did light it up. And a tribe of goat folk emerged from the jungle around to surround you. You thought you might have a fight on your hands, and indeed you did fight a single member of this tribe, but the fight was ended early by a elder called Jurg, who told you to follow this tribe to Orogurg, which is a holy place of theirs, where you supped with their eldest, who showed you a terrible vision of a white
We
serpent,
got high as fuck.
gifting a black prism to a three-eyed mouse who had gone to destroy the jungle, and you saw many other things besides. You woke from this dream. Tetsu first visited this chrome obelisk that overshadowed Orogurg, and you learned it was this mighty golem with its body below its shoulders buried beneath the earth. You entered through the mouth into this thing's body, and your magic eye revealed to you a power source within the machine, which you connected to a relic named an astral oscilloscope you'd gained from Lucky, which showed you information that you couldn't really comprehend about the Esper that had attacked Shem, but did reveal a path leading from where you were to it at the top of Anita Ruin. You shared this information with the group, and you made your way towards said ruin, hoping to find the Esper there. Ascending, you triggered these ancient mechanisms that summoned these bladed metal insects, but you did manage to escape and reach the ruin's peak. You've come a long way.
We've come a long way. Friends.
There at the top, you found a did battle with the Esper. This Esper held a black prism like that you'd seen in your shared dream, which at the climax of the fight, Tumbleheart did grasp.
In a decision that will go down in history as one of the most sensible of all time.
It's alright, you kind of undid it.
Have we talked about? No, wait, we haven't started. We haven't talked about the fight yet, have we?
No, so in this fight, Hephaestus revealed that she possesses this strange ice magic that stems from her cursed hands, which you did use to some effect in the fight, but ultimately, with both Hephaestus and Tetsu kind of haunted by these spectres, one of whom you recognised and the other one you did not. God, it's very noisy in this place today, sorry. I'm sure no one on the stream could hear it. Ultimately, the party was cut down, and some of you were even blasted from the top of this ruin by a wave of telekinetic energy.
So talking to him didn't work.
No, it didn't. That's the key thing you took away from the fight.
I think that is the key.
nor did fire and arrows at the
prism.
The prism.
The prism, yes. You didn't seem to damage it at all.
Yeah, but he got angry. He, they, it.
It's a prism. I mean.
It.
Anyway, everything went blank. That was the end of the session. You all dying. But you didn't all die. You awoke in the care of the Agula tribe, who are jungle dwellers with a history with Hephaestus. She bears the same tree tattoo that many of them have. One of their number, Hele, had nursed you back to health, although you had all suffered lasting injuries. The Agula were in the northeast of the jungle. They were fleeing this destruction and decay that was coming to the place. that the Esper was bringing. Gathering yourselves, you found that Steph had died. And Babanenya.
Something that I didn't know until Liam told me in the session, which was nice.
Yeah, well, you were the only person who asked, did I die in the fight? So, you know, I mean, who's to blame?
You were the only person that didn't ask.
Yeah, everyone else messaged me
yeah.
privately to say, like, did I die?
I assumed Liam would tell me if I died. I assumed.
When you assume, you make an answer.
I mean, I'm a DM, like, I'm making everything up here. Like, lying is kind of the main thing I do. Yeah, so Babanenya, the tribe's elder and psychic, had become catatonic due to catching, the strain of her powers catching some of you when you fell from this tower.
Boomers, am I right?
Jesus. With some resistance from Hibabus, I think it's fair to say, Stev was ultimately resurrected with your magic serum.
There's a bit of a fight about it.
There was a bit of a tense,
She'll
few
never
tense
forgive
moments,
you.
yeah.
Sorry,
She'll
sure.
never know.
Oh, I've realised that.
Anyway, soon you had to flee this place as goat folk began to move into the area, and you parted ways with the Agula. Following a dream with a wizard named Angwix, Tetsu and the rest of you headed to nearby ruins where you've been told there was an ancient machine dwelling there that could give you knowledge that might aid you in your fight. On your way, you detoured to replenish your water, and at night you were attacked by a group of psychics who you defeated pretty easily, which really bummed me out because I really liked them.
The bear.
Sparing one, you interrogated them, but gaining no worthwhile information. Hibabus killed him, and briefly the SP you were fighting spoke through their dying body as a vessel.
It was creepy.
It was cool.
Wasn't a complete write-off, was it?
What?
Got some bear pillows.
Yes, one of the psychics you fought was a bear, and you skinned the bear. Great.
Made it into a pillow.
Yeah, no, I know.
Then use that pillow later.
That's just not really relevant. So
Every time we slept.
anyway, you reached the ruin you sought, and descending, you overcame these mechanical hazards to finally arrive at the arcane prison of this thinking machine. Getting entry, you spoke within this cage with this great red eye and these multiple tiny robotic limbs, and it made bizarre, sinister requests of you. Dog tore off and traded her tail to ultimately protect Tumbleheart from this psychic gaze that had been upon you since you touched the prism. And Tetsu traded a version of himself snatched from a parallel reality for knowledge of this anti-psychic device called an ontological paperweight that Lucky had left behind. You were also made the offer to promise to trade your firstborn in exchange for knowledge of Angwix, but you ultimately declined that.
I think I'm going to find out who Angwix is now, so thank goodness.
Yeah, all good.
Leaving the ruins, you made your way to Grovehenge, an archive of the Consortium of Fighter, who are a collective of plant folk who record the history of Cud. Tumbleheart is one of their order. You had your armour there, which had been shattered in the fight against the Esper, repaired by the smith human who dwelt there.
We met arguably one of the best characters in
You
the
met
game.
Yes, you met Moody the Urshib, who is an albino cave bear mutant.
I don't think that's who Sam was referencing.
I was talking about the cucumber plant.
Oh yes, there's also Yomli the steward cucumber plant, who was very annoying. Yes, sorry, as I said, you met Moody, the Urshib, who spoke with Tetsu. You referred to some of the quills you have in your hair given to you by Lucky, about what meaning they might have. Moody spoke to you about the signs, but you didn't understand what that meant. So you got the sense there was some kind of code or something to know about some secret society you were not privy to. You left Grovehenge. Before you did, Tetsu asked Moody about Angwix, and Moody pretty much immediately clammed up about it. You did ask about Lucky, and ultimately Moody handed you a quill and told you to seek the granddaughter of Argive. Returning to the jungle, you searched for a spark-tick brood mother, a beast that could generate enough charge to enable Tetsu to again use the astral oscilloscope he possesses, because it requires a lot of power to track the Esper. While searching, new senses began to open up for Stev, which revealed psychics
Took me
searching for
3
you.
sessions to realise it was anything psychic. I thought you just had a good hearing.
You heard psychics coming after you. You knew they were psychic.
Well, I thought he just got really good at perception, alright?
Okay, so I will
That's not me
no, it's fair
joking or
enough.
anything.
I'll let you know now.
It's like
Being,
sort of-
I know, you told me.
being good at perception doesn't make you magic.
No.
Just being good at any skill doesn't make you magic. I know some DMs do that, like, oh, you rolled a natural 20 on a persuasion, therefore you can seduce the dragon, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't roll that way.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was going to say though, it could be. Is he sort of? Did you think it was like sort of Sherlock levels of perception?
Yeah,
where, like,
exactly, yeah.
by hearing
Right.
someone's gates, you can discern their profession.
That's a bit more
Exactly,
investigation
yeah.
than perception, but sure. Anyway,
question.
Good.
Is the plant thing's name Fighter a
Fighter.
pun on fighter? F-I-G-H-T-E-R.
No.
Oh, I thought
Fight-
you,
it's just
fighter
yeah, I
is
realised
massive
it's
for
spelled
plant.
differently, but I thought you were making
It's just a
pun
happy
on
coincidence.
fighter
I
because
don't know.
he's
No,
got
it's a happy
essentially
coincidence.
sort of fighter class.
No. P-H-Y-T-A,
Okay.
Latin for
Thought it was
something to do
I'm
with
not,
plants.
that's
Multiple
because
levels.
I'm a fighting.
Yes, very nice.
the rootinest, tootinest.
Anyway,
fun.
these new senses kind of blossomed for Stev, and you felt that you could use them, even though undeveloped, to kind of mask the psychic tracks, as it were, of this group. You succeeded in finding and taking the power from a spark-tipped broodmother. You powered up the astral oscilloscope, and you made your way to a jungle clearing where you did battle with the Esper once again. They had undergone this fairly horrendous self-mutilation and had emerged a kind of more unified consciousness. Previously, when you fought them, they'd seemed conflicted and confused. Tetsu's ontological paperweight prevented the mental spectres that had troubled you before from manifesting, which is really annoying for me. And you prevailed with Tumbleheart, neatly decapitating the Esper once it had been frozen by Herbaceous powers.
Killing a
in the
child.
air, man. That was
Sorry?
It was really badass.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think also your sword stroke sort of cut, and then like afterwards it goes and
Oh,
slides
yeah,
off
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's how you
Very,
described it.
very anime. You know. Oh, did I? Okay, good.
I think that's pretty
There you
much
go.
what you said.
Well, I'm just a series of anime tropes, just kind of shoehorned into a sci-fi setting. Anyway,
Nice. Put that on a t-shirt.
unfortunately, Herbaceous had overused her ability, and you fell into a feverish coma.
She did.
Shit, here.
An apparition emerged from Tetsu's relics, revealing itself as Anguix, and warned you to take the dead Esper's black prism and give it to him. And you arranged to meet at a hilltop nearby, and quickly fled as Stev sensed kind of more people looking for you approaching. Tetsu alone, on Anguix's request, climbed the hill, but Anguix did not appear to you in person. Instead, he again came for you as an apparition, but now in kind of far greater detail. Revealing his face, you learn that he is true kin, an untainted child of the ancient gods. You gave him the black prism, which he spirited away, and then you asked him a few questions. He told you that you could prove your loyalty to him in time, he would teach you all the magical knowledge he has, which assumedly is vast.
I assume so. If he can
If he can
appear in the form of an apparition and take something physically away, that seems pretty nutty.
And you also asked after the granddaughter of Argive. He said he didn't know of the granddaughter, but he did know of the daughter of Argive, who had died, and he knew that the daughter of Argive had kept company with Water Baron Enod. Ultimately, you regrouped, you headed to Kaya. There, Yurgoth sparred with Tumbleheart, and Herbaceous traded the story of your recent quest for the water you needed to make it back to Joppa. There, Tetsu visited Lucky's grave, and we ended as you reached the base of Red Rock. Now, given that you weren't here last session, Seb, shall we quickly just roll back the clock to you
great.
sparring with Yurgoth?
Yeah.
Sure. So, having come here, she kind of approached the group and basically just told you to come off with you.
Thought you'd never ask.
Again, she's kind of got this heavy axe over her shoulder made of this blue mystical metal called carbide. And she just kind of looks you over for a while.
Killed an Esper.
You have killed, I can tell. When you take a life, you gain something. Always. What have you gained?
Ego.
That is good. It takes pride to take life.
Skill. Okay.
That's great.
I feel like
Yeah.
Between a plant and an 8 foot tall
Hey.
dead woman.
Love is love.
love is love, man. I'll roleplay it if you will.
And you can try for it if you wish.
Did anyone? You're vaguely a bard. Can you do any Barry White?
Well, you looking for me for Barry White? I mean, I can't play Barry White because our videos get taken down.
Is it like
Oh, yeah, babe.
Oh,
My darling.
I've gained. I think I understand what it takes.
That is good.
Simultaneous ego and humility. You need to know when you can beat something and when you can't.
I did not teach you everything before because I didn't want to waste teaching someone who might die or who was too weak to take life.
Oh well, I'm not going to do well. I'm not going to do the former, and I've done the latter really in excessive amounts at this point.
Good. I'm going to teach you.
Fuck, this is hot.
You've seen Venture Bros, right, haven't you?
Yes.
I'm going to break you on my wheel. That's a reference that only you and me get. Anyway,
Teach me.
so I didn't mean for it to be like this.
All of your tricks.
Every time I think of Barry White, I think of the Wacky Day episode of The Simpsons now. Anyway, over the time that you stay in Kaikakaya, she begins to teach you a new technique. First, it is ordinary sparring, although there is a certain weight and a swing to her axe now that is a little more kind of lethal and sometimes a bit nerve-wracking and go really, really swinging that thing close to me. And there's a bit more kind of threat now. She takes you think perhaps more seriously as an opponent, although you get the sense that she could fairly easily destroy you if she wanted to.
I wish you would.
So does
Great.
the comments.
Oh, this is awful.
I'm sorry.
This is like worse than Chuck Tingle's kind of like Apache romance or something. She begins to teach you a technique wherein she uses her digitigrade legs and by thrusting out her axe to basically kind of close a distance very fast and deliver a powerful attack. So it's something you can recreate with a sword and your vine form, but over the time you're here, you begin to figure out your own method of it. By curling into springs, essentially, some vines at your base, you can briefly propel yourself forward. Very rather strong sword thrust. And you learn this.
I've got a thing.
And you learn, you think,
Can
a
you
new
literally turn
martial
into a
technique.
slinky?
Oh, that's so cool.
No, it's just charging for plants.
Can you read it to us?
What's it called?
It's called Yurgoth's Charge. Should I read it out for the benefit of the stream? Is
If you
that-
want to, sure.
When you take the dash action, underscored by Barry White.
Oh yeah.
Should I do it in like
Darling,
Yurgoth's
ain't got
Charge?
nothing, you're
When you take the
brilliant.
dash action, you can use your bonus action and expend one superiority die to make a melee weapon attack.
This is more M&S actually.
You know what? That's
just-
just I was
which is
doing. I was
just
doing.
sex.
I've been doing that non-stop earlier. I don't know why. It just became a running joke in the radio play I was recording.
This isn't just any charge.
To be fair,
This is
it's not like M&S wasn't selling things based on sex as well, was it? Like that's sort of
That was
that's
thing,
the
yeah.
premise of the
Sexually
M&S.
charged food.
Sexually charged food.
Sure.
Uh,
I mean, whatever you people are into.
Wasn't it literally done by Nigella at one point?
It was done by a woman who was known for her sex appeal, but I don't know who that was.
Yes, that is
What
true.
is this? Just read
This is
the
the history of M&S outlets. Very
Just-
important.
Okay.
And now they
If I hit with the melee if I hit with the melee weapon attack, I add the superiority die to the damage roll.
Yeah, so basically you can move quick and do a
That's
powerful thrust.
That's really awesome because I'm slow as fuck.
Yeah, I mean it works for your character.
Yeah, it's really handy. Thank you.
But once it's all over, once you've had a few vines snapped, a few leaves slashed,
What creature is the other one?
I have nothing else to teach you.
Yurgoth.
I use an
Yeah,
axe,
she's a massive
and you
goat.
prefer sword.
I pull out one of my two hand axes.
She picks it up with just like a finger palm
Yeah.
and just like
If
drops it
they
on.
did have like intimate
This is a
relations,
toothpick.
Do you think it would be like,
Well,
you know,
to
when
be
like
fair,
a
you're a
horse
lot
goes up
larger
to a
than
tree
me,
to like
not
scratch
that I mind.
Like,
I cannot teach you how to use the weight of an axe.
would go
You must look for
well,
sword users.
Well, I appreciate everything you've given me, Urgoth, really. I do. And hopefully one day I'll return when I've learnt a little bit more and we can have a proper spar where you don't hold back quite so much.
I look forward to killing you when you're strong.
Oh, Go's got game.
I look forward to that day too.
Okay. Anyway, we roll back
Keep the mic back.
to the presents. Where assumingly you have all entered into, or let me change the. Okay. You have assumingly all come to Red Rock, ascended the steps to this place. Just to give you a reminder, it's this large red sandstone monolith, like Uluru, or I think Aesrock is the other name for it.
Don't call it that.
Yeah, I just can't remember. I can never remember the actual
Not in
name.
that accent, we definitely.
It's got these stone steps going up, carved into it, and it's kind of almost like a fortress on top. It does have these guards there. The attire here, just to give you a reminder, is these bronze kind of conical helmets and similarly bronze kopeshes, and their kind of body armour is a leather cape studded with bronze discs. It's a very kind of primitive armament, although of course this is, you know, advanced for anyone who's never seen armour, which is most people. Within this place, you come up the steps. There are these stone doors that open, and you descend down. And again, you come to this area where it's a kind of platform above a kind of an open hole that just descends, and across from it, on a kind of slightly raised platform, sits the water baron Enod. This time alone. Just there, again, lengthy pipe. Just to give you a reminder of what she looks like, you know, kind of dark, dusky, weathered skin. She has her earlobes stretched out for these oval wooden discs that have the different gods carved into them. And she has a bit of gold to her, a few rings, you know, nose-piercing chain that goes into a hole in one of the wooden discs and one of the ears. And she has a taste of blue makeup today. It's mainly upon kind of the brow and the lower lip, the design. So, Habebas, how have you done? That's how you do it. How have you done?
Oh, we did marvellously. Sorry.
Habebas, how have you done?
I just want to lift up the head.
This is the head of the Esper?
It is.
Is it still in the ice?
Good.
I think that's
This is the one.
thawed.
No, the ice kind of shatters and melts away. She snaps her fingers, and emerging from the platform she's on is one of her guards, and you recognise them as Sweet, who is one of the guards who'd come with you to the
Oh
pig farm.
no, yeah.
Yeah, his friend Alma had died fighting the Esper.
Oh, that's sad.
It was really sad. It was the first step of the game.
Enod looks back, and Sweet looks across the head and kind of has a look of relief and goes, "Yes, this is the head. This is the Esper." And then Enod kind of waves him away. So you've done your task. This is good. We should share water as before. Again, a servitor comes out as you did the first time you came here, and a small amount of water is placed into a wooden bowl in front of all of you, and then a wooden bowl is put in front of you for you to offer a bit of water in return. You don't have much on you right now, but assumedly you put a little bit in,
Yep.
which is brought out, and eventually this servitor comes out and hands it to Enod, who raises it, and you all uniformly drink of each other's water as a sign of respect. This.
That's how you, whatever, let's keep going.
Sorry. So, tell me what happened.
Do you want the whole story or just the fight?
How long is the whole story?
Where?
Roughly, like-
You can find it on YouTube.
Now,
Diddly 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 dee.
so at this point you can say, summarize, but you're free to leave out and embellish details, those kind of things.
It's gonna be like that scene that's from Airplane, where he's trying to tell his story and people just keep killing themselves because they get so bored.
I want to tell the story.
Good reference.
I want to emphasize Tumbleheart's swordsmanship, swordsmanship.
Alright.
and Stev's tracking skills.
Nothing of Tetsu.
No, she hates Tetsu. I emphasise how we used the death.
Oh, you weren't
thing.
talking though, were you?
I enjoy
Please,
it.
I'm listening to Ababus.
Okay. But Stev died.
I tell her that.
You mentioned this, and you mentioned using the serum. Okay. I see.
We know it was supposed to be used on Herbabus, but
Herbabus told us this. And we know that, but he was just such a valuable member of our team, and actually
if it
grew
wasn't
to
for
love
him,
him.
we wouldn't have been able to defeat the Esper.
And
You
we
were
re-
so selfless.
And we really appreciate Herbabus sacrificing.
He was
this.
laying there dead. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Ababus, perhaps we should talk later, alone.
I think you're going to get a commendation.
Oh, definitely.
I'd be really proud of her if I were you, Enon.
Now on to
Selflessness.
payment. Now, on to payment. I gave you 15 obols of water in advance, which means you have 45 left.
Goodness me.
Assuming you don't want to carry all of this as water, I can give you it in a few different ways. Goods to trade of equal value, or obols themselves, and these are these kind of handspan bronze carved discs that are kind of a crude form of currency. People don't really have small things like coins or so on. Minting isn't a thing, so they have typically kind of large, heavier forms of currency that are kind of very, you only get a few of them.
Sorry, question. Did I end up making her a bow?
Yes, in the time you will have made her a short bow.
Was it a good bow?
I mean, for you, it will work as a short bow mechanically.
It's just the same stats as before.
Same stats. I mean, it's not of the same, quality make as the gear you had previously, which you got from your, home city. But it will work as a short bow. So, sure.
I wonder if sort of over the last few weeks while we were hunting this Esper, I lost 2 of my hand axes. I wonder if I could take a portion of my payment in the form of 2 replacement hand axes if you have them.
We do not produce the wares of iron here. You will need to go to Rusttown for such things. We do not know how to make iron.
Okay, well, it's something that
Although if you
trade
can find out,
with.
of course, I will pay you handsomely for the secret of iron.
I don't have a tongue to cut out, so I would imagine that things would get much worse for me. I'm losing at
That's
least
a good
a front.
reference.
Yes, don't
Play.
Thank you.
Of course.
An
Can I-
inspiration.
Yeah. Can I say that I lead the bow in terms of obviously mechanically, but I've got a 19 on my roll, so I just say I've really nicely carved into it, and maybe her name spelled probably wrong, but
With a love heart next to it.
Okay, I mean, you are
It's like a
illiterate,
smiley
but
face. Well, a mark or something.
image of her face.
it's not like
Just a smiley.
it's not like your people and your skills are devoid of of artistic craft. I mean, you can have certainly at the time you've had, you can say you've carved in symbols of gods or creatures or totemic spirits, that kind of thing into it if you wanted.
I'm good with that. That sounds nice.
Well,
yeah.
all of them, all 3.
All of them.
All of those things.
Just little nature things.
Yeah, sure.
Like some beasts.
Some beasties.
Some electric
Spontaneous.
I carved a bear, and so you can kill a bear with this. Is that right?
It is just the sweetest.
It's getting a bit unpleasant now.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't just
gross.
like it a little.
Yeah.
Hand axes, I thought my hand axes were bronze.
No, all of your gear is made from. Actually, your armor is made from steel, but your arms otherwise are made from iron.
Potentially something then that I could. I mean, the loss of 2 iron hand axes is something of a loss to me. Potentially something I could trade at Rusttown. I don't know if they.
They will accept my currency.
Wonderful.
That
Thank
much
you.
I can attest to.
I appreciate that.
Me?
Shut up. That much I can attest to.
What?
Kill him. It's just one villain. No, Mr. Tetsu, I expect you to die. That's what's made there. Wrong villain, wrong series.
Why didn't you tell me? We could have carved you some nice axes, a bit of wood and stone.
Well, I mean, that would be actually really rather lovely if you feel like doing that.
I mean, no wood around here.
Maybe we should have this conversation
We'll have
elsewhere.
this conversation elsewhere.
He nods. I get on one knee and prepare.
Disciple of Lucky.
I was just wondering if I could ask a little bit of information about the daughter of Argyle.
Why are you asking such things?
During my time with these lovely people, I've learned a lot about
My body.
my body, my friends, my mind. No, learned a lot about who I'm supposed to be, and I've been communicating with someone called Anguix.
His name is not known to me.
Well, he says that I have to seek the granddaughter of Argive.
And you can visibly see she's a bit drawn back by you saying the granddaughter of Argive. This is... You should wait. We will talk later.
Okay. After you've spoken with the babies?
Yes.
Okay. Goodbye, good.
Yeah, I want a private meeting now as well.
Well, if everyone else is getting one.
We worked really hard.
After I speak with the dog.
Sometime I'd love just a 2-minute chat. Got something weighing on my mind I'd love to ask you.
Is you joking or is
No, this is not me joking.
Are you free to ask now?
Something I'd rather do in private. I'm sure you understand.
Ooh.
No.
It's a shipping episode.
It's hard to do shipping when there's no water.
I'm not keen to do private meetings with people I do not fully know. As someone who has worked for me previously and a disciple of Lucky, I can trust them, but I do not know who you are. You are a vagrant I captured.
Maybe she could be there? I don't mind.
Very well.
I tell you what, why don't we'll have a private meeting while they have their private meeting.
Right.
Bow, 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 bow.
I ain't fucking no plan.
Put it on a shirt.
Very well.
Sorry, Ben, you're really barking up the wrong tree there.
That
was a double one.
There's a dog as well. It's good. Sorry,
was
continue.
awful. That was sinful.
That was exceptionally good.
If you wish, I can host you here for a few days. It's the least I can do for your good work.
Oh, but that would be just really pleasant.
I appreciate that. Thank you
Very well.
for your hospitality.
Very well. You and the plant will retire to your rooms and I will talk to Hababus and her erstwhile tracker.
I'm an erstwhile.
Assuming you two leave.
Yeah, we'll go.
Cool.
We'll go back to our rooms.
I'm gonna go find that disciple of Zato and try and bully him into having a duel with me again.
But,
Wasn't
yeah.
it a girl? Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
I remember every girl in the campaign.
Name, go.
Someone
name
has
them.
to.
Name, go.
That was Spider. There's a friend. There's the old lady.
friend?
My friend.
Yeah,
what's her
Hella.
Ella. Hello.
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 Okay.
There's Baba Enya.
Baban and yeah. But yeah.
It's
Okay.
me.
Yeah?
We just
Yorgoth.
Yorgoth.
Yorgoth. There's a ghost.
There's
Sorry.
more?
There's more. Oh, there's a woman that died.
It's still living. Yorgoth is right area.
Oh, the old goat lady.
Yerg.
Yeah.
Yerg and Yergoth.
Yeah, almost as if there's some kind of relation.
Right.
Wait,
I
should
thought
I do
someone
one?
would put it together.
That Yorgoth had
We did not
left
put
that
that
tribe.
together, did we?
Yeah, but I didn't figure they were related. I just thought they didn't have many names.
No, I mean it was just like I don't want to let you peek behind the curtain too much, but I got to say it. It's just a sheer coincidence that a seer met with Yergoth, and then you went and met a seer called Yerg, and they both go for like pure, just like who would have thought?
Liam,
We're
you're
really
not
sick,
smart.
aren't we?
I'm sure someone would go Yerg. It's a bit unimaginative. That's just like
I don't wanna,
Yergoth.
like,
and then-
criticize
I bet the thing is,
Okay, fine,
this is
fine.
one of those moments. I've always been on the other end of the screen where when someone records like a whole series, there's going to be people watching watching from the beginning to now. But evidently, there's been months in between these events for us, and they've been going, how are they not getting this? They must have got this. How are they
Fair
not getting this? And now they're watching this episode and they're finally getting their payoff.
Anyway,
but they've been
anyway.
complaining in the comments for ages.
Why don't they notice?
I don't know things.
When did David Mitchell start watching our show?
Anyway, sorry, where were we?
Great.
That's a good memory character though. You can have inspiration for that.
Okay.
Don't leave me so excited. What are you doing, Sam?
I was.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
Okay.
Explaining it.
Anyway,
I struggle to remember the names of everyone in the party.
the plants and Tetsu leave. Retiring to your rooms, a servitor at some point comes in and gives you 5 days worth of water
thank you.
and 4 stacked bronze discs that have these kind of uniform carving. Although you can tell each one has been hand carved. Fairly kind of slightly concave, very thin discs. I mean, not thin enough to be sharp or anything, but
how much do they represent?
each one represents 10 days of water. So this is 45 days of water you've both been.
Goodness me.
So you can say 4 bronze ovals if you wish, and then 5 days of water.
Should we just put
or-
them in the should we just use the copper piece?
Well, I haven't like checked all that for stuff, but you can if you want to.
If it just
Sure, it's up to you. I mean, because it's mostly bartering, so it's generally better to
Yeah.
put things in there. But
just meant if
Yeah.
there is some
Anyway.
If I get 3 discs and 15 days of water? Thank you.
How many days of water do we get? Sorry.
5. Well, I'm saying it's these two have gone to the rooms because Stev, Dog, and Hibabus are still there,
Dog's
sitting
still there.
under the glare of Enod. Hibabus, you're going to explain yourself.
Perhaps we should do this little guy's thing first, and then we can talk privately.
Yes, the
Right,
person who should not really be alive.
Great, thanks to her. Very, very.
Just driving the
Just
stake into
such
the.
an idiot.
Whoa! Oh my
pretty
goodness!
loud.
Oh, and I like
my
it with the
eyes.
necklace loud. It's real look,
Is that
yeah.
loud?
That's
That is
not actually that
extraordinary.
bad.
I
thought you said, is that
I think I might have blown it out of proportion.
Get it out of here.
But I knew it would happen. What I was trying to avoid was this. But of course, I've made it worse.
That is much worse.
Probably no one would have said anything.
Yeah, no.
And people would have gone. As
You
it's
sort of
blasted.
blend into the background.
Also, the people,
quite nicely,
the people
actually.
watching it
It's
probably
stealthy.
didn't.
It's like on a
weren't
green
here for
screen.
the
It's
first
like a
part
green
of the conversation. so-
Anyway, let's get back to a conversation with Enod. So Enod is currently staring at you, Stev.
Well, I'm very grateful to be alive. I suppose I got you thanked for that. I had
Yes,
a
imagine you
question.
do.
I'm sure you've noticed my dog. Dog is here, presumably.
Yeah. Unless you told the dog. Unless you told the police.
She's over there.
Yes.
I
He's a
pointed
fine
at the
breed
dog.
of dog. I've not seen dogs such as these before.
Right, neither did I till I met her. Well, it's a bit embarrassing, right? But it seems like I'm in a way bonded to the dog.
Dev.
Oh, Jesus.
This is disgusting. This is exactly what I didn't want to imply. Right? And I think it not like it's not like it likes me or nothing like that. There's something stronger between that.
It's stronger than likes. Could it be love?
But I'm genuinely trying to think of ways to phrase this without it sounding like I fuck the dog, which
There
I
is
do not.
literally
To be
nothing
clear.
you can say that
Because
won't.
now it's been established, anything you say will sound at
Yeah.
least vaguely dirty.
So
Well,
just
it's
lean
generally-
into it.
Let's fucking
Lean
go.
It
into
generally
it.
happens for a master to form a bond with their dog.
No, it ain't like that. It's like it's inside. Inside
you
my
are terrible
head.
people. I'm laughing now because of you.
It's like it's inside my head.
Right.
You ever heard of this before?
Of a dog being inside your head.
Not physically, mind.
What
I
does
had
it
to
do
learn
in
that.
your
Dog
head,
mentally
Stev?
being inside your head. No, it's not something known to me.
Let me put it this way, all right? If you got a dog and I hit the dog, you wouldn't feel it hurt, would you?
No.
But watch this, and I walk over and I kick dog,
Okay.
And
And
I-
your brain is immediately.
and I sort of
on
like
fire.
stumble over.
Yeah. So you see Stev get up and go fully to kick the dog, which kind of, whines and kind of scatters back, but Stev immediately kind of stumbles, clutching his head, and kind of falls and scrapes against the
before
wall.
he even kicks it.
No, as he kicks it,
Okay.
as if they both felt pain at the same time. I mean, dog kind of scrambles up and is, at you.
Right, sorry, girl. Right, that ain't normal, is it?
No.
This man just got up and kicked his dog. It's not normal, no.
Don't you see it? I kicked it and something kicked me at the same time.
Where did you find this dog?
In the forest.
Which forest?
What's the name of it? I've forgotten.
You're from the Bowl of Ibis in Whitecomb.
Back where I come from, Whitecomb. Cool. I can't say that word in this accent. I'm not really doing the accent. White Place.
White Place? Oh, come on. And this is not something common to Whitecomb?
No.
Well, I don't know what this is, but I mean, there is many strange magics here in Cud.
All I want to know is, how do we find someone who can tell me about it?
Keep searching. There are many sages and the like within the jungle.
You know any of them?
No.
You can't point me in a direction?
No.
Alright then.
I'm afraid all of the wizards I
Clear,
knew
you ain't
are,
the quest giver.
are gone.
Sorry.
All the wizards I knew once were gone.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for your help.
What would happen if the dog died?
I don't know. You saw what happened when I died,
Nothing.
and nothing happened to the dog. Which, makes me think that maybe I'm not the one in control.
I want to stare at the dog as I slap Stev in the face.
Okay, the dog winces.
The dog winces. Can I do an insight check on the dog?
And the dog is like, okay, sure. Yeah, you can insight check the dog.
Alright, I want to see if it's faking the pain.
Sure. I mean, give me this advantage, because reading the facial expressions of a dog.
Alright.
I don't know. And it's got no tail, so.
12 each, 18?
18. You think it's genuine. I mean,
Oh.
If you stroke the dog,
No. We're not going this
sad.
way.
if like you get
Guys,
the spot,
this is metagaming if you do it.
does Stev's,
don't kick the table.
if you stroke a certain spot on the dog, does Stev's legs start going?
Is this
You
the
know
thing
what?
that you
Don't
do to dogs?
Yeah.
You find their special
You find
spot?
you find
Find
the
a
spot.
special spot on the thigh.
And there you go, special
their
spot,
leg
yeah.
starts doing a thing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's very
Oh,
good.
you're trying to make it sexual now,
Yeah.
are you?
I don't
real
think
mature.
I don't
just
think it
trying-
is the worst thing to be paired with a dog such as this. Could be worse. Could be one of the
I ain't gonna
strange
pretend it ain't
creatures.
being useful, but I can't help thinking it might be something a bit dangerous or nothing like that. Listen, it'd be nice if you were kept it a bit quiet. Is that alright?
I can do that for free.
Thank you.
Oh, so giving.
I'll let you have your privacy then. Come on, dog. Sorry about the cat.
Dog kind of begrudgingly goes. Now, Habibus,
I'm really scared. I feel like I'm in the headmaster's office.
prepare to die. No. What is this?
What is what?
I give you something of great value to take care of the disciple of Lucky, and you have squandered it on some strange oaf from nowhere. I
We
don't
can
care for
still
this-
hear
No,
you.
you've left. You've left.
I promise you, Inyot, this was not my intention. I never wanted to use it on him. I fought them both very hard, but
How did they know about it? There is a reason I only told you about it.
it was before we went into the fight. I was worried. What if both I and Tetsu went down? They needed to know that the potion had to be used.
Give me a persuasion check.
28.
I can understand that. What do you intend to do next?
Well, if there was one potion in the world, there has to be more.
And you will look for more?
Yes.
Why?
I want to understand it.
That is fair.
Where did you get it?
It was here from a long time ago. My father's time. Harry, just get the donuts out, get out of the way. Both you look round and Steph's just there, like, eating a donut.
Facing away.
Harry, that won't taste good.
Do we know what it tastes good?
These nice lips. Should have a grape in it.
Oh, he's put a grape in the donut. Oh my god. Anyway,
textures will be
can
too
let's
different.
focus on the scene, shall we? Get a little distracted today.
We are like just naughty school children today.
And what, are you going to just wander into the jungle looking for this, or?
I mean, you've got no idea where it was sourced.
No. Harry, stop being distracting.
Then yes,
Seems a little dangerous.
I'm a little tough.
Oh, nice.
Little tab.
What about these people you're with?
As in, will I continue to travel with them?
Anything? Will you work with them? Are you going to leave them here? Should I employ them? Anything. Information is valuable.
I mean, I think he would be wise to employ the plant. He's an excellent swordsman. He's still got
Swords
a
plant.
Swords plant, yes. Stev is a fine tracker. He's more than he appears. He's got talents beyond.
He made me this bow. Look at the pretty bear.
But the disciple of Lucky, you can't argue against his talent, but he has anger.
Anger is not necessarily bad.
It is when it's used against those you're meant to be helping.
And has he been angry at you? Or your group? Yeah! Maybe she starts crying. He was really mean to me. I see. Can you teach him control?
Can I teach him control?
Can you teach him control?
I don't think he'll be willing to learn anything from me.
I've been nothing but nice to you apart from the one time I grabbed your shoulder.
You didn't grab my shoulder. My fucking torn apart
You
shoulder.
two are not in the same room. Let's focus on the scene. It's not about willing.
It's about taking part. Sorry.
Can you control him or not? With time.
Yes.
The vision of that, I want that vision to go through your head as you
Then perhaps it would be best if you stay in touch, as it were. May need you to teach him control.
Could you tell me why it is you wanted him particularly to be protected?
With the loss of Lucky, I no longer have a wizard in my barony, and it would be good to have a successor.
Well, like I said, he has the talent and the potential, but I'd keep an eye on him.
I would not care for him if he did not have talent. Sorry, gave me right talent.
I know,
It's
kinda
like the
sharing
giving
a
talent.
bit.
No, it's throwing me off. Well, I cannot say I'm wholly pleased, but Jesus, I keep going to your accent. I cannot say I'm wholly pleased, but perhaps this is the best that could have been done. So, well
We
done.
did kill the Esper, so.
Yes. So you'll be parting ways with these people, or?
I don't know what their immediate plans are.
Making sure.
Yeah, I was thinking of going to the beach for a bit, working on my tan.
A few jokes aside here, kind of because, I mean, unless you want to maybe just to walk off and, you might need to make a character then or something, right? I mean,
No!
sorry, it sounded like you were going up saying like, oh, I'm leaving the party or something, so.
No, I just mean her goal now is just to find some potions, and
Sure.
it's not really, it's pretty open-ended, so.
I actually would like to do a little
Yeah, that can come later.
one-to-one.
Sure, later. Okay, well, I would bid you to not, as a favor to me, not just wander into the jungle and die looking for something that may not exist anymore. I don't know if it was made by a wizard now or it is something from the past. I do not know.
I'll find out.
You're not doing this as some weird favor to me, are you? Right? Or you just want this?
To be perfectly honest, I'm looking to find out more about what magic it is that keeps my father from dying. The more I know about what sustains him, the easier it will be to take him out.
You have not spoken much about your father before, but
No, we had that whole conversation before. Remember where I was like, "Hey man, I want to overthrow him. Would you help?" And she was like, "Maybe."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
That was good action.
I'm aware of who your father is. Just your relationship to him. The emotional part of it is not something you have spoken about.
You know he is a cruel man.
I only know his treasures. I have never known him myself.
I mean, a man that steals children off the streets from their parents. I mean, it's got
And
to
put
be
you
a
into a
little
position
fucked.
of wealth and privilege.
God just got himself a wife, like.
I think we are done here, unless you have something else to say.
What have you been up to? It's been a while.
Oh, you know,
I'm glad somebody had.
she just goes, oh, okay, and just gets up to go. And she...
Wait, can I ask her where Zazu's?
Zazu Zazzles.
Zazu.
Zazu is Zazu
irritating bird from the Lion King.
Zato is the blind
Yeah, I know who he is.
source person who guards your father.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Where is he?
You know Zato is by your father's side.
Oh, but I thought he was like
Her father's
in the
brother.
desert teaching some.
Zatu.
No, his disciple had come here.
An X.
I don't think you ever got her name though.
X and 2.
What sort of Pokemon?
But you asking after the disciple? Or-
No, I'm asking after him. So he's not in the desert. He's with my
But
dad.
I'm interested.
Yeah, you. So far as you're aware, he's never left your father's side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Which kind of makes it hard to kill your dad because like.
That and the immortality thing. I was like, yeah, he's a really poor, tough guy.
Well, he might just live forever. You don't know if he's like immune to being stabbed.
I'll find out. I'm done.
Okay. What? Oh,
You sure
That's
I'm
what
done?
Eno looks like.
great stuff.
Quick,
Assumingly
quick break from D&D to say, I would never kick a dog in real life. I really like dogs.
Oh, the chat
Is
getting
that,
angry.
let me guess,
It was brought
is
up.
it Inez Bally?
What?
Is the chat name Inez Bally that said that?
No.
Oh,
okay. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I know your character motivation, so it's I'm not going to be
One of the
like
people,
Harry.
one of the people based on that Steph is loosely inspired by absolutely would kick his
Oh,
dog.
for God's sake, stop bringing this guy up.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a different guy.
Can I sort of be
You
like
retire to your rooms. I mean, your rooms are all together, so you can talk.
Right, you
Later on,
dumb
Stev and Herbavis will both report. Both report the same water and bronze discs.
I'd like to sort of give Herbavis a knock. Well, I know it's like
Yeah, I mean, it's just beats on string.
a
which you
little
say.
knock on the wall next to it. Knock, knock.
Oh, my throat really hurts.
I just sort of like to sort of sidle up. Babies, can I have a word?
Which one?
On guard.
I think that's too
Prepare to die.
No.
I just want to clarify actually. So you have been covering up your arms, I assume.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
I guess my elbows are still.
Yeah. Have you been doing anything to try to conceal your elbows?
Maybe wrap some material around them.
Sure.
Listen, yeah, I've explained to you what I am trying to do, what I'm trying to achieve as my historical gift to the world. And I don't think it's possible for me to ever completely and truly say to myself that I've completed my studies, my commitment, if I don't meet with Zato. Now I understand you're averse to the idea of going home, but I thought I might offer my services to you as a trade for your introduction to me, to Zato.
Your services.
God, this episode.
Sexy episode.
As bodyguard.
I don't really need one.
No, but it doesn't hurt to have one.
You know what she does need? No, sorry.
Step. Go to sleep.
All right, let's roll back on this, people, because
Okay, yeah.
I'm starting to feel actually uncomfortable.
No more. It's kind of unpleasant.
As well as I don't know, as champion, as emissary, whatever you need or could use me for, but I need that introduction, and I think it's very unlikely that someone in my position is going to get it without your assistance.
When we first spoke with my father, in fact it was here, you seem to have a great deal of respect for the man.
As I understand, he is a great warrior and has achieved something in both his own survival and the foundation of his city that's hitherto unheard of.
Is my dad actually a great warrior? Like 100%?
Well, you don't know. You never saw him fight. I mean, he basically sits behind a, on a palanquin behind a veil. But the stories are that he was like
Killed a demon
300
or
years.
something.
Yeah, he like the story of the founding of Colmar, the city of From, is that he defeated a demon and buried them in the earth there, and that's upon where he founded the city. So you've never seen anything that proves to you he's a great warrior, but you have heard several stories about how great his martial prowess was.
Vandal Savage from the DC comic universe.
I don't know who that is.
Nothing, buddy.
Vandal Savage.
I get it.
That's like a bad.
He's called Vandal Savage because he was quite literally a Neanderthal, and he's immortal. And so,
What does that mean?
As in, like,
Why would a Neanderthal be called Vandal Savage?
Because he killed a
They've got nothing to vandalise.
well, no, I think he was like he sort of.
Also, I don't think the Neanderthals called themselves savage.
No,
I
I don't
think it's
think
referring to the Vandals, which were.
No, I think the
Oh, okay.
Vandal actually is a reference to the Vandals.
Yes.
And
They are-
Savage.
they're quite
It's a
primitive
name he
group.
gave himself. I don't mean he was born and his parents went, well, this kid looks immortal. Let's name him after a future society and how other later cultures
I
will
was the
perceive
daughter
us.
in the big
I think he later named himself that.
Okay.
I'm sure he was probably called something like Ugu or whatever.
That was blind.
Yeah, you are the one.
How long does he? What? So he starts.
Anyway, should we not get distracted on Vandal Savage? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Get back to your conversation.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
distractible
that's-
today, everyone.
Sorry, something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that kind of day.
We're, yes, I mean, those are my feelings on your father, but I wouldn't presume to know him as you know him.
I
know
mean-
him by reputation.
The stories speak of his greatness, but I have seen nothing to attest to that.
It is not your father that I'm particularly interested in.
No, but it is. Oh no, I don't want to say the sentence after this whole stream. It is my father I'm interested in.
That's disgusting.
You're just like
Enough.
enough.
We've got to
God
kill it.
damn.
Why does it always have to be fucking deviant? That's the question. It's always like plant and goat, or man and dog, or girl and father. It's never just two normal consenting adults, is it? No.
Well,
Technically,
stop
I'm not
bringing it
related
up.
to my dad at all.
I think the issue is
Good.
we've
That makes
seen
it not
it.
really.
And
I mean, you
now
might not
it's-
have. I mean, you probably have never seen your father. Like, he will always be behind a veil or something. Back
That
I've
is
seen
literally.
him.
the
You might. I mean, you might
possibility,
have. You
isn't
might have had memories like as a child of
he
like
never,
seeing him, but
knows
like
his
by and
name.
large, he's very guarded. So it's
Wow.
it's obfuscated.
He's a camel. That's what he is. He's one of the camel people.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Dromat.
I remember that.
Well, you might be a trad.
Okay, mate.
I
Shatters the set. Getting water. Or the backdrops catch fire.
For some reason, there's a sound guy.
Oh yeah, there's a terrible sound we were getting from the engineer guy.
Craig!
Anyway,
Great.
let's actually push on with this conversation. 'Cause I'm getting way too distracted right now.
It's Zato that I'm interested in. Can you test to Zato's abilities?
I mean, yes, Zato was a master swordsman.
Then that is what I need. Other members of my kind will likely be interested in cataloguing the achievements of your father, undoing the myth and replacing it with true, hard, accurate history. Whether or not he's amenable to that, I'm not sure, nor do I particularly care. What I'm detailing, what I'm cataloguing, is the history of swordsmanship, swordplay, in all its forms. How to utilize it and how to defend against it. Zato possesses almost unique abilities on a level that certainly no one else that is in anyone's headcanon can even hope to achieve. I would be eternally grateful for an introduction.
Tumbleheart, I've seen nothing from you that would make me feel like I would need to distrust you, but the information I'm about to tell you, it's not something you can repeat to anyone else, ever.
I will be clear, there are two people next door who probably could just fairly hear your conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
we-
listening.
should we go?
I'm
Especially
listening.
me, who's eavesdropping.
Can I please roll for perception?
I mean, on your passive perception of 18, I think you can just hear what they're saying anyway.
What's my
What if I whisper?
You can whisper, then.
Should we go somewhere more?
Can I roll for perception?
Private.
If they've been whispering. Yeah, I hear everything.
I mean-
That's a
Should we
19.
go somewhere more private? Because I can't whisper in this voice.
Okay.
I mean, you can say I'm whispering, by the way. If you can't, voice act it, you could narrate it.
Where's my passive perception? So I always do. Oh, that's passive wisdom.
Open brackets.
Same
Brackets.
Perception.
Should we go somewhere where we can talk
Unlucky.
about this without prying ears?
Sure. I mean, kind of where you're on is kind of like a circuit carved into the stone this way. I mean, yeah, just to remind you, so there are these passageways and rooms that have been carved into the rock itself.
Is it somewhere we can go, I guess, outside so we can like have a view of nearby?
Yeah, so you can get back onto the stairway that led you down here and come up to kind of where a few of these guards are.
because otherwise we'd just be lurking around corners and stuff.
Sure. Okay, yeah, you come up the surface, there's a cool breeze going over. It's perhaps getting just a bit close to evening, sky just getting close to darkening.
Am I just cold all the time now? Am I fine? Like, am I?
No, you're fine generally, but like
Okay.
your hands feel cold. It's like you've got your hands like over like a bucket of ice
Am I
or
like
something.
just constantly uncomfortable now?
It's up to you.
Having your hand over a bucket of ice is definitely uncomfortable.
Not in the ice though. That would be painful, but like it's
But over the ice would still be uncomfortable if I'm just holding it there. For
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like a dull ache.
What are you going to tell me?
My father is Oh no.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, looking around, you can see there's again a few of these guards, and there is that one person you've seen a few times, kind of wide brimmed hat, and this large kind of device in either you recognise, kind of combination of wood and iron that rests over their shoulder, and they just kind of perch there. But they're a ways off, and the wind is kind of high enough that you think the Knoll can hear you whispering.
Okay.
Am I able to go and see Enod at some point? Because I think I was supposed to go and see.
Well, she's told you to wait in your room, and she'll kind of convene later.
Okay. I'll sleep.
My father is a cruel man. A lot of speed it up. Plan to overthrow him. Gonna take his place. It's gonna be a.
You haven't told
whole
anyone
thing.
this.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling him now.
Okay, sure.
And my voice just kind of hurts.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry. Yeah, fair enough. Fine. Do you some water?
Very awesome. Thank you. And if you help me overthrow my dad, then I'll introduce you to Sato. But I'll do that first, because then you'll be better at helping me overthrow my dad.
So the long and short of this is, in the long run, I'm going to have to fight Zeta.
Yes.
This might take some considerable time.
If I have time.
I would argue that the first step would be me needing to understand exactly his
Here's, so far as you're aware.
capabilities.
Yes, I will. I will make the introduction if you promise me on the day that I need your help. You will come.
Provided it's not suicide. I don't mean, I'm not, if you call for my aid and you are saying, well, it's you and me versus everyone, it'll probably be a no. But if you are asking for my support for your cause, you have it.
Nifty.
Nifty.
Neat.
Neato.
Okay, yeah. I'll just that'll be great. Yeah.
Ideal. You're, well, we've got a quiet moment. How are you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked.
Where does that come from, do you know?
Yes.
Would you like to share? Seems like we're sort of bound up together.
She did tell you previously she touched something that cursed her.
Did she?
Yeah.
Was that potentially in an episode of
You might not have been there actually.
Would you mind ever so... You know what, I'll find out.
Shannon, do you want to? Or, no, it's fine.
Did I tell them? 'Cause
You
I
told
don't
you
think
told
I
them
did.
like you got cursed by something that you touched. Like that you
No,
didn't tell
I
you.
didn't.
I don't remember you saying.
He asked me, and I said I got cursed, and then you said, "Let's move it on," because you were bored of us talking to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was that day.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's really bad. I'm sorry.
And that's why our characters don't like each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
one character
I was
like-
convinced that you'd said that you touched something that had cursed you.
I just said I was cursed.
And you said you buried it in the desert. I think you touched.
Well,
no?
No.
I completely remember.
Also,
I have
my
no
character
memories.
likes you. Just,
do you want to
Sorry.
tell me
That's my
about what?
apologies.
what exactly is going on there. Perhaps I can find some way to help.
You could.
I don't know. I don't know what the situation is.
Pretty dire.
My
And how close are other people?
You think there are ways off that they can't hear you?
But seeing.
Oh, they can see you, yeah. I mean, it's more as the flat top,
Alright.
as I say.
We'll just shove her close to you and just kind of give you a little peek on my shoulder.
You pull up your chainmail and you kind of see, you know, where she's kind of banded her arm, kind of, it does a little bit of blue, is kind of creeping up there. It's just kind of around here it comes to. So it's progressed quite a lot.
It's getting worse.
The more I use it,
Yes.
the more I...
Beautiful.
Harry?
Sorry.
I mean, is it too obvious to suggest that maybe you just stop using it? I mean, I understand the necessity when we were fighting the aspirant. I think we're all immensely grateful for that, but...
I mean, have I ever used it in a situation that wasn't ultimately necessary?
I suppose my concern is if you the more you allow yourself to use it to overcome great adversity, the more likely you are to continue to use it. Potentially, we should work on giving you alternative methods of, shall we say, aggressive problem solving.
But have you seen my sick ass new skill?
Hey, look, my paper might be smaller, but I've still got one. And that is progress.
Is that the first bit of paper
Yes.
you got? Yes.
It's my second.
Nice.
I mean, I can offer you some assistance. Sato could only train you so far because he trains in a very particular style. I've studied many styles.
You teach me swordsmanship?
If eventually we're going to try and to kill someone extremely powerful together, I'd rather know your fullest abilities at my side.
Okay.
Nino!
Please can we make that?
Nifty. Sweet. Well, you've got to hit it with like a kind of Slavic accent though, so you've got to be like, oh, da, Nito, eh?
Nifty.
Oh, cheeky breaky.
They're great.
Yeah.
I suggest we're able to help one another in that regard. And if your dad is as much of a bastard as you say he is, I feel no moral qualms about it.
Great.
Wonderful.
We're done. Let's have a little high five.
I just sort of assemble a palm out of five.
We have canonically invented high fives.
When
in
we
the
did
game.
that in an earlier...
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
we've
but I'm
invented
pretty
it,
sure
so-
Mavis, like, I think high-fiving is a Quoll Bali custom that you've brought to the Cud people. Perhaps.
I've recorded it. I recorded it when we were back in Grovehenge.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Oh, brilliant.
I added it to the.
Hello, in the year 651, the high five was brought to Cud. It propagated therefrom from the point of...
And then it's like the moss has grown in the image of two figures, just like.
Oh, you know, it's got like lines of moss, like, you know, coming out.
Oh, and they also invented voting, just in very small brackets underneath.
There's a little subclause about.
Oh, there would be like
democracy.
in the history book, like democracy was also invented, but largely went unnoticed. Stop. Nothing else said. Assumingly you return to your chambers.
Yeah.
Sure. Have Stev and Tetsu done anything?
Just played high-low piccolo.
What's that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, fair enough. Then I taught
Okay.
him high-low piccolo.
Sure. If you talk for a while, assumingly going into sharing a room, at some point you'll hear the beads of the.
I thought you said bees.
Beads? No, the beads of Heilung Street. What's it called? What's it called when people have the doorway that's just like beads on string?
I know what you mean.
Parties. And you look back, and rather than see the kind of servitors who seem to go around this party, you see Enot herself. Perhaps it's time for you to come with me, disciple of Lucky.
Of course.
Is that, then we're all from our rooms like, is that enough?
I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to talk with him for a while.
Right now, I've been looking forward to some bit of me time.
Very good.
Not masturbating.
Stop, Nick. Don't need to say it.
I didn't think that at all.
Harry,
I made
Harry,
this exact same joke last
you have been
session.
potty mouthing today quite a lot. Have you got inspiration? Because you're going to have to give it back.
No, you rubbed it out earlier.
I should give myself like reverse inspiration where I can make you re-roll good rolls or something. Anyway,
No.
assumingly,
Look at you.
assumingly you head off with Enod.
Yeah.
You do notice as you walk with her, she carries a wooden flute in one of her hands. Not quite sure why. You follow her through a kind of a series of winding passages that previously you hadn't really noticed were there until she comes to stop at what appears to be just a dead end. And you notice she just quickly plays a few notes on the flute, and the wall in front of you just disappears.
Do I recognise the tune?
Is it Ocarina of Time?
No, it's not.
No, copyrights.
Copyright strike!
We've been
sung Barry White.
Sorry, we actually fused together several Barry White songs.
That's true.
Which is
okay.
about to start.
No, you do not recognise the chord sequence.
Okay.
But it does open to a dark, descending spiral staircase crudely cut into the stone here.
Ooh. Scary. How am I going to get out of this one?
And assumingly following her, you begin to go down.
I'm keeping
these steps.
quiet, just out of.
Yeah, sure.
I can't think of a word.
Can you tell me more about who told you about the phrase "the granddaughter of Archive"?
What's the guy's name?
What, Moody?
Moody, yeah. A ship that I met called Moody.
An Earthship?
Yes.
I've heard of them in quite some time.
Yeah, there was one living where Tumbleheart lives. We stopped there for an episode. No, we stopped there for a little while.
I did not realise he had a boat. I thought that he was just a wandering swords plant.
No, I think he's got a base of operations.
That is respectable. And you continue the rest
The
of the way
Tumble
in
Dome.
silence. The stairway twists downwards for a while before opening into a pillared chamber as wide as it is long. There's an odd design to the place, too detailed for this fortress of crude and coarse sandstone. The pillars here are all formed of rounded shapes, smooth finished to such a degree that they slightly reflect their surroundings. An orb floats just before the ceiling in the centre of this place, filling the chamber with a warm, soft light to illuminate the place as if sunlight was spilling in from some secret window. Throughout the space are ancient devices of varying sizes. Things you could hold in your hands and great things that are like walls. And decaying pipes snake across the floor. In the gloom, you can see a distant area where many pillars have crumbled and the smooth stone is marked by chips, as if at some time in the past a blast shook this place. In the far end of the chamber, 3 archways lead into darkness, and beyond you hear a sound hitherto unknown to you, the cacophony of great sums of water in motion.
Can I detect technology as I'm going through here?
Sure, I mean she speaks pretty much immediately as you come into here.
Oh, okay, great. Fair enough.
Have you ever heard the story of where my water comes from?
Have I ever heard the story of where her water comes
So you don't know, would you have? Yeah, you probably have heard the story that her father had a council of wizards tap this supposed kind of near mythologized river of fresh water that runs under Red Rock.
Wow. Yes, I know, and then I just recount that a little bit.
Sure. You tell her the story.
Yeah, well, just like in a few words.
She kind of looks around the place. When my father first tapped the river that runs under here, the wizard council he convened carved this hall with magic so they could study their sorcery and seclusion. And you see, coming down and looking to the side, there's this area in the corner that's been partitioned by hung cloth, and a servitor emerges from behind this curtain to see who's arrived, and seeing Enod, she bows meekly before kind of quickly excusing herself. And Enod kind of looks across this room and calls out, Olut? And kind of echoes slightly, Olut? And she begins to kind of walk into this place, kind of looking around. Do you detect technology?
Yes, please.
Sure. And so you spread out and immediately it's kind of lighting up like a constellation.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of this kind of detailed readings come out to you.
Yeah.
Get the sense a lot of the stuff here is broken. There's kind of a mishmash between junk and significant things here, and distinguishing between them would take
A lot of time.
some time.
Did something happen here?
There was something I do not know. Something bad happened a while back.
Okay.
But and she kind of stops looking around, and you can tell she's looking down and seeing something. She goes, "Here, come."
Okay.
And coming around, you see that sitting kind of in the shadow of one of these kind of chrome boxes is a child, no older than 10. They sit motionless with a device resting in their lap. And although she blinks and she's clearly staring at this object, she seems otherwise catatonic. This is the granddaughter of Argive. Since her mother passed, she has been in my care.
Goodness me.
I was not aware of many people who know of this child, hence my interest in you asking after her.
And her name's Olut?
Olut.
Olut. Wow. Is she busy?
Since her mother's passing, she has been without spirit. I am not the medicine people I bring here cannot tell me what is wrong with her, but I will take care of her. Sometimes she speaks, moves things. She dislikes being out of this place, I know that much, but she kind of just trails off.
I have the thing that he told me to give.
He did, he gave you a long quill.
Yeah. May I speak with her?
You are free to, of course, yes.
Okay.
She will not speak back.
Okay, I sit down next to her.
Sure.
She's like, hey!
Oh my god, it's you! No. No, she's just kind of sitting there.
Hello. I'm Tetsu or Tet. I'm a disciple of Lucky. Enod's brought me to see you today. I've been tasked by some people to come and to meet you. It's an honour to meet you, granddaughter of Argive. I've brought you this. I'm gonna take out the quill.
Sure. Do you put it in her lap or anything?
I hold it in front of her first to see if.
Okay, she's
she
kind of
pulls.
looking down, so kind
Yeah,
of, she
like-
can't really see it.
like-
Like you wave it in front of her face.
Yeah.
Okay. You wave it in front of her face, and then at first there's nothing, and your hand kind of relaxes, and then this small child hand reaches out and grabs it, just kind of slowly but firmly,
Yeah.
and she begins to look up, and you can see kind of tears welling in the eyes.
Are you okay?
Lucky?
Yes.
You're going to pretend to be lucky?
No.
Eno goes, what is this? What did you do? What?
It's just it's something that.
She can see just like tears are kind of like pouring down her face, but she's more or less kind of become motionless, just staring at you and staring at this quill.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a disciple of his.
What is it? What? She's not What have you handed her?
I gave her a quill that I was told by Moody I had to give this to. Oh, I keep forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. What's it?
The granddaughter of Argive?
No, Argive. But what was her?
Olut.
Olut. To give to Olut.
Is it medicine of some kind, or I don't know.
I don't know.
This is, and she kind of reaches down and puts a hand on Olut's shoulder and goes, Olut, can you talk? But there's no further response.
You said lucky earlier.
And she just kind of holding onto this quill, kind of picks herself up and begins to kind of walk around, kind of slowly drifting through this place, her hand kind of just trailing, tracing lines and dust over these machines.
Okay.
Enoch speaks to us. This is more what I'm used to, just walking around like this. But you got us a talk, that is, thank you.
Well, anytime.
And you just see Olas kind of reaches out to one of these things and kind of puts a hand into one of them and kind of twists something and kind of pulls it out, kind of holds something and begins to kind of walk off elsewhere.
Does she normally do that?
Yes, sometimes she moves things around here. We have someone with her to make sure that she doesn't do anything dangerous, but yes.
Can I go over to the one that she's taken something out from and just have a look at it?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I do not know magic myself. I just. Sure.
Yeah, I do that. I go over there. I don't really know what.
Sure.
But is there anything...
looking at this thing, I mean, I can tell you immediately. This is beyond your level of comprehension what these things are. But you can see kind of. You're fairly certain that parts have been taken and moved around, and looking over at some of the ramshackle construction here, perhaps there's a certain amount of transplantation between the different machines here.
Okay.
To some purpose inscrutable to you currently.
Okay. I'm gonna follow her around.
Okay. Sure. So she walks holding this quill and this cylindrical object she's taken and kind of walks a bit of a ways and then comes up to a taller machine, and you can see she kind of reaches up a few times for this kind of hanging out kind of bracket that you think this thing might fit into. Assuming you've come behind her, she will reach round. Go. Oh, could you help me, Lucky?
I'm not lucky, but I can help you.
She just kind of drops the thing and rolls across the floor.
Pick it up,
Sure.
and I try and give it back to her.
Kind of just still standing, but it's going to return to kind of catatonic unawareness.
Okay.
What is that? Did she speak? I heard.
She said she called me lucky.
What does that mean? This is I'm not sure what to do.
I put the thing up where she wanted to.
Sure.
That's
You
it.
can kind of click it in.
Yeah.
It just kind of hangs there. Nothing changes, so far as you can tell. But this is. Where do you tend to go after this?
I have no immediate plans. See what the other guys were going to do, but I just have a few things that I need to sort out. I need to work out some strange dreams that I'm having. I need to work out how I can work with Engwix, but first and foremost, I needed to seek the granddaughter of Argive.
Well, you have found her, but this is amazing. Listen, I can, I know someone who can help interpret your dreams. Will help you how I can. Please, if you could just stay here for a little while at least to, maybe you can help her. And this is, you want to learn magic, you're a disciple of Lucky. This is once a great study of sorcerers.
Do you want me to, and so you want me to help you?
Yes. I'll help you in return how I can, but I want you to stay here and stay with Lut. Do what you can to help her.
Because she speaks to me.
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to. I need to speak to the guys first, but
Please. I do not often say please.
I'll stay.
We'll give you some time to speak with your companions. And I will arrange things for you. But thank you.
Thank you. Right, well,
Come, we'll take you back to your room.
okay. It was lovely to meet you.
You sent that to her look.
Yeah.
She's just kind of sitting there. Oh, no, sorry, standing, just kind of staring at nothing.
Okay. Let's go.
Cool. You head back up. On the way out, kind of, Enod, you notice fumbles a few of the notes, hands shaking, but manages to get them, and the wall reappears there. And you go back to your room. She excuses herself, clearly a bit shaken.
So how was that?
Are we in the same room?
No, you are in 4 adjacent
beds?
rooms, 2 on either side of this curving hallway. That,
We are
forms a-
sharing rooms, just 2 and 2.
No, there's 4 rooms. Each of you has a room. You're sharing one with Dog, but you keep jumping into each other's rooms.
Why are you in my room?
We were just talking, playing High-Low
what?
Piccolo.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Not happy about that. I still don't know what it is.
We'll play it later.
Alright, yeah.
In another stream next
Another
week.
Let's
Subscribe if you want.
Gameplay stream.
Let's
might
play
be a
High-Low
bit
Piccolo.
not safe for Twitch, so we'll have to put it on a different website. I'm assuming I don't really know what the High-Low Piccolo involves.
Like a Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah,
Piccolo.
yeah, but it's also the name of a flute, isn't it? So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
probably the
True,
same
true,
thing
true,
that-
true.
What's her name had?
Anyway,
It's also the name of a drinking game on your phone.
Yeah. Who we have
The only
not
one I know.
sponsored by.
anyway, what is it you're
It's
doing?
also a crude metaphor for penis.
Oh, for
among
God's sake, Harry!
Oh, is
Harry,
it actually?
No, this is among orchestras. Yeah.
great.
Okay, I
I'm making this up.
I played
I
the
thought I
flute
needed
and
an out.
I've never heard that.
Orchestras was the first one you went.
I
I did used to do a lot of
There is
music,
there is
yeah.
no chance that having played the
Anyway,
flute since the age of
What is the group doing?
No,
Are you
no,
going to
no.
sleep? Are you talking amongst themselves? Stev, you're kind of in limbo right now. Tetsu, you got to talk to the group.
Are you
assuming
whittling
they-
a
or
stare?
not. What?
But not.
Did
Actually,
you-
that sounds like a penis metaphor again, but it's not. I mean, Whitland.
Whitland.
Okay. Did you actually come through and say so? How was
Oh,
that?
I think as you were walking past,
Yeah.
like, so how was that?
It's quite eventful actually.
Oh,
Yes.
you're shaking. Are you okay?
I'm
sound shaken.
Yeah. I've just met the granddaughter of Argive.
How did it go?
Bit strange. She called me lucky.
Oh,
I
well,
don't-
that's got a sting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If it helps, you two don't look anything alike.
How do you know?
Well, lucky you had no legs.
Like you have no legs, and I'm reliably informed that you're blue.
Devatar. Yeah. Enod's asked me to stay here.
Wow. That's a good gig.
You know that Enod rarely has people stay, permanently within a residence.
Oh.
You usually, even though you've done work for in the past, have only stayed a couple of days at a time and then have been, firmly kind of needed to leave. So,
She kind of said stay here indefinitely.
Goodness gracious. That's quite the offer.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much I want to do, and like I think I kind of love you guys.
Well, that might be taking it a little fast, but
I mean, I know it's only been 4 weeks, but like,
yeah.
I just think we make a really good team, and I had nothing after Lucky died, and now I had you guys. I imagine I'm just saying this to.
I mean, Steph can probably hear it next
Yeah.
door. That's probably her babies, actually.
And it feels weird that I'd be stepping away from you guys.
You had a calling long before you met any of us. Now, you needed to kill that Esper for your own sake. But my calling is going to take me out into the big wide world by necessity. Yours might not.
hey, at least we'll know where you are.
It's true. All right. Well, I guess my mind's made up. Thank you, Tumblecut.
I'm gonna miss you, kid.
Who's
That's
older?
really good, you two. You can both have inspiration for that.
Okay, I'm really good.
And so, yeah, both Stev and Babies, you all are both in your rooms, perhaps pause and listen to his conversation happen.
Fuming.
Sure. Right. Do you have any other conversations? Do anything else, or are you sleeping for the night? I mean, you kind of have to decide what you're doing next. Like,
Yeah, we do need to decide what we're doing, don't we? Figure that out.
there's been no conversation as to what Stev's doing with anyone or.
Stev tried to get some info from Enoch. Stev got shit all.
We
She's going to help me with my dreams.
She didn't know.
Could I
add psychic dogs?
Could I add an addendum to our earlier conversation?
Sure.
With that, sorry.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
we are going to need someone who's going to get us over the salt. What's it called? The salt sea?
Mograyi is the Great Salt Desert to the west.
Stop. We're going to need someone who can get us across Mogray.
Have I ever been across the desert?
Yeah, you had to cross the desert to get to Cud.
So can I do it without a guide? Or would I need?
No, I mean, what you need is supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, so you would have crossed with probably a merchant caravan.
Is it possible to carry by yourself the amount of water you would need to cross the desert, or would you need one of those big
No,
things?
you need at least a pack animal or two.
What about if you take a dromedary person and you slaughter them?
Drinking blood is not a good way to
No,
get
from
water.
their
From their hump. You probably wouldn't cut it.
It's not full of water.
So-
it's full of fat.
Yeah, it's full of fat.
Can you boil it down for water?
Well, it's kind of, yeah. You could, so often an animal used are saltbacks, these gigantic
turtles.
white turtles. No, tortoises, right? Turtles, yeah.
Tortoises have legs.
Tortoises. Yeah.
Turtles.
Giant
They don't
white
have legs.
tortoises that you can draw
Discs.
water and fat from.
Just-
Like how the Mongols used to drink the blood of the horses they rode. Kind of that deal.
That's lit.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
That's pretty metal.
And they're also fairly good for avoiding salt krakens, of course, which you need to watch out for.
But I so want to see one.
Oh, you'll probably see
You've
one.
said the name. Now I need to
Salt
see it.
Kraken.
Salt Kraken.
Sorry,
is so
I
cool.
didn't quite take it in. It sort of went past my head. Now I'm thinking about
Salt Kraken,
a
that is
big old fucking
fucking-
squid wandering about.
That is scary as fuck. I love that. I wanna see a Salt Kraken.
Well,
I want to see a salt Kraken.
I'll be honest,
Safe
this
dip.
sword junk, don't really care. Just
Don't
want to
really.
see big old beasties.
I guarantee you, knowing the way that you devised this shit, we'll come across the Salt Kraken. It'll be like a rabbit or something.
No, Salt
Just
Krakens
like
are in the base game of Case of Cards.
normal-sized rabbit.
And you know what? That
Thank you to
actually,
Freehold Games.
I think what I really have just instantly regretted is I made this whole backstory about how he's trying to catalogue swordplay and would have been infinitely better if he was trying to write like this world's equivalent of Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Oh, nice.
Where
So cool.
that would have been
What
so,
is
that would have
Volo's
been
Guide
so
to
cool.
Monsters?
Well, hopefully you'll die and you'll get to make a new character.
Okay, yeah, but it's going to be exactly the same, but this time about monsters.
I'm Tumbleheart the Fourth.
Just a slightly higher voice.
I'm Tumbleheart.
If I die, I'm playing Yomli.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying you need someone to cross the desert.
We're going to need someone to help us
Star
navigate
Ocean's 11.
the wilderness.
Well, I can navigate. We just need a turtle and stuff. It's fine.
You need to what on stuff?
We need a turtle
Oh,
and stuff.
and
That's what I mean. I meant Steph. We should bring Steph. We
course
should
we're-
include Steph.
We're
in
gonna
the
take
whole
our
thing.
little body, of course.
Little
Why
body.
is
Where's
this
you
conversation
including-
happening?
Why are you including me?
This is when the answer. This is an addendum to them being.
Why are you including me?
This was our
Because we
previous
need to write you out
conversation.
for 3 weeks.
Shush, hush puppies, nobody knows.
Well, we were going to say at the end of the stream.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's like, yeah, sorry. I mean, otherwise I'd...
It was like, let's get tet. They're all buddy tits. It's just nice to feel wanted sometimes.
I mean,
okay?
it's like, unless I have... You know what? Actually, sorry, because we're sort of we're now like in a conversation that was prior to the conversation I just had with
Yeah.
you. Well, I'd love to bring Tets. just provided he's not offered any sort of significant jobs that might, take him away for, say,
God damn it, damn you.
3 weeks.
Damn you, Seb.
But what's the chances of that
No
happening?
need to rub salt in the wound.
I would. I would.
I feel better.
I think the chances are slim to none. Yeah. But if it does happen, I'll say something meaningful, make him feel good about himself. Yeah.
He needs that. He's a fucking loser.
Whoa.
She's right.
Tattoo?
It's
so
me.
confused. When is this conversation?
We're
taking place?
retconning.
That was really badly constructed because everyone kept cutting over
Yeah,
everyone else.
sorry.
You, when you went up earlier,
Yeah, this was just-
also further into your conversation, talked about how you
As
wanted
you
to bring
stream, Harry.
Stev to help cross the
We
desert.
get it. You've had a haircut.
So I think, and then then can we fast forward back
Yeah,
to where we
you're
were?
back to your
Sorry,
roots.
I'm
Fast forward to
really-
the end of the new.
Guys,
quest.
you've got to anticipate this stuff. Think about it.
Yeah, no, I know. My apologies. Sounds like, well, I propose we set off to meet Zato sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Steph, you want
He
to jump?
says through the wall.
I don't know. I think I just extend my coil round.
You probably
the
know that
corner.
Stev is fairly keen of hearing. He can probably hear you.
Steph, you're probably listening, right?
Are you talking about me?
Well, I was talking to you actually, but yes.
Steph strolls around the door.
She goes into the wrong one.
Comes out, what are you doing in my room?
Tries to get through the beads. It's around my neck. Why are you?
Just goes at someone here, you hear someone go, hey, occupied.
Steph, how do you fancy joining us on another little foray?
I mean, can we do like a back-to-back, like?
Yeah. I'll sort of
You don't
extend my
have,
legs
you
so I
don't
can.
have a back. Like, there's no such thing as a back for you.
That-
You are a plant.
I can dream.
I can't imagine this, can I? Okay, whatever. Right, and we're gonna level with you. I'd really hoped I'd have somewhere I was going after this, but turns out Enoch don't know shit. So I just want to find smart people and talk to them, and
Well, we're gonna-
maybe learn some stuff. So I'll come wherever you're going. You don't need to pay me or nothing.
Well, here's what
We
I'll do.
weren't going to pay you.
Here's what.
Right, because our friendship's enough payment, right, famous?
Yes, it is. Just wanted to
Gonna
be
cry.
clear in that. I understand you two are having a moment, but I am here. You want to meet smart people and you want to learn things. We're going to cross the desert. I think that is ample time to teach you at least 10% of the historical treaties that I've memorized.
Oh yeah, it's not what I was looking
Well,
for.
you want smart things and you want to learn. You said it. You're going to get it.
Can't wait for that episode.
So I will say, Habibus, you know that
Really
crossing the
shouldn't
desert,
always.
a frequent kind of the stop you make before leaving Cud is very typically. Oh my god, my brain's literally just completely stopped. What's it talking about?
The stop before you cross the
Literally, like my brain's went dirt, and I completely forgot what I was talking about. God, it's a sign of dementia.
Before you cross the desert, you go somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Let me just get
Cat,
something.
do you
up.
know?
No, I know.
They might, it's a game.
Just checking
You
out.
might play the game.
Wait, chat. I thought you said Harry.
Those don't
Okay.
sound even a little
I
similar.
know, but I thought we'd used like a different shortened version of my name that sounded like hat.
Sorry. Frequently, you people will go.
It's not a lie, it's just being
To
weird.
the 6-day stilt, which is this religious grounds of the Macleod faith, which is kind of borders between the desert and the hills that form the western banks of the Cud jungle. And it's a frequent pit stop for merchants who either want to head up north along the Black Shelf or down into Joppa and Rosstown and then to the He Step beyond. So it's a good place for kind of traders. You get traders who come directly into Cud, but typically it's the 6-day stilt because it's kind of the locus of trade routes. So that's typically where you'll head to if you want to cross the desert with a caravan or something.
Can we get it out of there?
You really just walk there and then get a turtle from there, but you can wait around here to find a tortoise, a saltback to be specific.
Could be a
if you want.
terrapin.
It's not.
Right. Shame.
Sorry.
Is it? Wait, hang on. If the saltbacks are like, they're big. They're like.
They're
I was about to say
big.
the height room, which is useless for the string. So what are they like? 15 foot?
No, like close to
The
kind of
big
10
shit.
foot. I mean,
Okay.
they're broader than they are.
So like the terrapin equivalent would be like the size of like a hound.
Sure.
To cover up the
I want that to be
pearls and
canon.
rings and
Well,
keeping it
this is the thing, right? Is that tortoises are kind of the size of
I was
hounds.
distracted.
So,
But then,
you know, checkmate.
What?
I don't know. Why is he bringing this
really
up?
big, not the size of a hound.
As
What? No,
between
but
the
tortoises
second
in our
and fifth
reality
attractive member of the
are
group, I
like
showed you
kind
something.
of vaguely dog-sized.
What, in our real world, tortoise is not the size of a dog?
Yeah, there's really big like Galapagos
God
ones
damn
and
it.
so on.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You know.
I really like
Specifically, you were talking about giant tortoises.
Oh my god, why are we having this conversation?
Fun fact, when I was at school, I had to write an essay about my favourite animal, and I left it really late, and it had to be really factually accurate, right? But I bargained that Dr. Kai would not research any of the history of the tortoise, so I
teacher
made
was
up
called Doctor.
2,000 words of lies about tortoises
Harry,
and turtles.
why are you telling us this? This
I
is the most
don't know.
meandering bloody stream ever.
That's
This
quite
would not
good.
have
I
thought
claimed
today.
that turtles used to be 200 foot long. I got an A in that essay.
Okay, that's pretty good.
17. Like, no, this is.
Why didn't you just
I
fucking Wikipedia it and copy
I
and
don't
paste?
know. I don't know.
That's so much.
I cited people in it. I cited. It's a hilarious joke. Dr. Michael Oxbig. Get it? Mike Oxbig. Very funny, Harry.
God.
Yeah. Sorry. Let's go back to the stream.
That was worth it.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
it? You doubted
See,
me.
this thing, it would have been good if this hadn't been the most awfully meandering session we've had.
Yeah, true,
But
true.
in light of that, it's bad.
It's almost as good as the Mario thing from that.
Anyway,
Excellent.
let's get back to the story that we're trying to tell.
Okay.
What?
What
I'm
is
good.
it?
All right, fine. I don't know. You tell me. I told you that you're now like autonomous. You have to make
Well,
your
yeah,
decisions.
but I think that's sort of what we've come to
Go,
sort of
go.
a covenant.
Yeah,
Hey
good
guys,
idea.
Okay.
it's me, Tetsu.
Hello,
I've
Tetsu.
already
Um,
forgotten about you.
Yeah, but I hadn't forgotten about you guys, and I couldn't help but overhearing that you're going off on another big adventure.
Oh god, I feel guilty.
I think you guys are going to do great, and I'll really miss you all. So I wanted to give you all, give them a little
Oh.
3 of my,
Oh, what, your little quills or
my
your
little,
feathers? Or...
my little quills, my little feathers.
Fucking gross.
And
No, so quills aren't feathers, that aren't the same thing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
stick
yeah,
out the shit
yeah,
in your hair.
my feathers,
Sure.
because I imagine they're less valuable than the quills.
Sure. Give everyone a white feather.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Do you want some of Step's hair? I don't know what you're really looking for here.
I'm not looking for anything. I'm just.
Step, give him some hair.
Well, you got quite a lot of it. I just start pulling.
No, stop putting.
He's got like a stone over like...
I just wanted to give you these as good luck and I hope you do well and yeah, and if you ever need an electrical dude.
Well,
An
Tetsu,
electrical dude, man.
Yo.
Tetsu,
Yes.
further to our conversation, we would love to have you if you do conclude your work here.
I'll just jump on the next sand turtle.
Tortoise.
Terrapin. Yeah, thank you.
You're very dear to me.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And then I leave.
Okay.
And then as he turns to go, I just extend my coil and wrap him up and bring him in for a very viney hug.
Just.
Just like clothesline around there.
Yeah, you hold it. Can you rock me a little bit?
Yeah, I lift him gently into the air.
I think it's like the ghost scene, you know, like the hands over.
Yeah, very much
And then
so.
we're making pottery together.
Yeah, you do a montage of embrace-based activities.
And then another, and then more and more.
You just slowly cocoon him.
The last thing you see is his eyes dawning realization.
Wow.
But, right, okay, assumedly you finally
We're
go
gonna
the fuck
miss
to
you,
sleep.
blue boy.
I'm gonna go
No.
the fuck to sleep.
I'm just gonna suffocate in this cocoon. No, yeah, all to sleep.
And I think Dog will miss you too. And Dog's just like,
Can I give her an affectionate
can
head?
try as much as
Okay,
you like.
can you make a wisdom saving throw, please, if you go to the head dog?
Shit.
Oh my god.
Shit.
What is this?
Okay. Oh no, it's not looking good. It's a nat 1.
Nat 1. Okay.
This
You
I
bend
love
down
my dog.
to dog growls for a bit, but then kind of softens up as you go to pet her head, and as you stare into those perfect black orbs, you just continue to pet that head. You feel as if they're kind of beginning to occupy your entire vision.
We all
Somewhere
watching
within that
this.
dark, you think you see perhaps just a symbol of a red cross of some kind, and the rest of you kind of stand there as he really pets that dog for a long time.
5 minutes.
And then kind of shake it off, and you're like, ugh. And then kind of draw back.
A red cross.
Not.
No wonder they're
no,
a healer.
No. No, Red Cross, like the kind of Crusader Red Cross.
Oh.
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 Do I
Oh, that went from kind of nice to quite racist very quickly.
do I
thought it was
feel
gonna be an even worse type of cross, not gonna lie.
feel unnerved by this?
Up to you.
I feel unnerved by this.
Perhaps a bit like a dream, maybe as soon as it ends, you're kind of forgetting
Do
it,
I
but it's still there.
recognise this red cross?
Give me an intelligence check.
All right. Let's hope it's a better roll than intelligence. 18.
18.
No, not 18. 15.
Although it had kind of been forgotten, perhaps you recall you had a dream previously where you saw someone with a chain veil covering their face and a red cross upon it standing over you. And that is canon because that did happen in a previous session.
Did it?
Yeah, when you described your own dream, I embellished yours by saying there was someone
yes,
with a
yes.
chain veil and a red cross.
Oh, maybe from something I don't quite remember. Here we go.
No.
Yes!
Okay.
It must be even better.
Hold on, I'd like to say
left one.
goodbye. I'll just give you a big hug.
I mean, you could say goodbye tomorrow morning or something when they go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You retire, you get a well-earned rest, and the next day you begin to make preparations for your journey. You trade one of your bronze discs for 10 extra days of water. It'll probably take more than 5 days to get to the 6-day stilt.
Why is it called the 6 Day Still?
6 days together.
No, it's named so for the stilt grounds that surround the Mechanimist cathedral there, which are this great kind of cacophony of merchants who set up there from all corners of the world to peddle their wares. 6 days for the traditional 7th day, where the stilt grounds fall silent and trading isn't carried out. I embellished the last. I don't know why it's called the 6 Day Stilting game, but just made that up.
That's good.
But I'm sure the
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
will tell us.
No, I don't believe there is a defined law version.
Well,
So there you go.
Well, we will find out.
We will find out.
I
Anyway,
was going to say something.
assumedly you've come down the steps of Red Rock and you're with them as they're packing up their wares.
Just leaving it.
Camel bladder slung over the shoulders, vine wafers, aplenty, along with goat jerky and star apples and other
How
provisions.
offensive to goat people find goat jerky?
Well, no, I mean not at all really. I mean they don't really have much association with goats.
It's not like you didn't ask how
really
offensive
just
to
the name.
star apple fighters find star apples.
Well, no,
Um,
yeah, feelings. They're like,
So goat folk are
Sorry,
not
very
like
I'm really
are not
sorry.
like
Didn't mean.
I
just
wanted friends, but all I have is fronds.
they're not just anthropomorphed. They're not just anthropomorphed goats. Like their teeth are sharp, goat folk. And everything. So they're not.
Right, yeah.
They're not just a goat head stuck on a human body.
right. Okay.
Or a goat, or a human
Head stuck on a goat body. Yes, that's folk goats. The twisted nightmare that haunts every child. Goat folk. It's like the boogeyman for them. Anyway,
Folktale.
do you trade any words as you head off?
Just handshakes and hugs, and just wish Herbavis, because I've said goodbye, like nice goodbyes to these two, and just offer the same to Herbavis,
Don't let her down.
the granddaughter of
Enod.
Enoch.
Deep law.
In this movie.
I'll,
Oh, you go to Enoch and go, Do you know of the granddaughter of Enoch? She goes,
Sorry, when
I
you
have a
said
second
that,
grandchild who is also catatonic.
in the other room,
In the other chamber.
she plays it backwards on the flute. I'll try not to. All right. That's the nicest thing she said to me in a while.
Tetsu, you might appreciate one of these. You probably have more use for it than I do, and I'll give him one of the 2 rusted revolvers.
Oh, thank you.
All right, sure.
Thank you very much.
See if you can find some use for it.
Yeah, we'll find
Yeah,
out.
you're like,
I wonder if it's loaded.
Right, best I can do for you is that you have a good night's sleep, and I offer him the other bear pillow.
Oh my goodness, are we all giving gifts?
Stev. They've got bloody lovely beds in there.
Oh, right, yeah, no, you probably give me mine.
So you can have,
thanks,
you
mate.
can have mine. So I'm
Alright.
gonna remove. Don't lose it. I want it back when I see
Can
you
I get a
again.
bonus for like having a better restful night when I have 2 of these bastards?
tragically, no.
God damn it.
I'm rubbing out.
If you manage to complete a set of like 5 of them, short rests become long rests.
Yeah, it's that awful video game stuff. Like, if you get 5 bear pelts, you can combine them into, bear
A bear.
armor.
Barmer.
What?
What? Yes,
Cool.
Thank you.
Turns to her baby, just nothing.
Can I just
Thank you.
scoop up some sand from the ground?
Well, I mean, it's salty mud, but
Can
sure.
I scoop up some salty mud?
Is
Sure.
this an insult or like a weird traditional thing?
This is traditional.
Okay.
It is not.
Thank you very much. I throw it over my shoulder. It's good luck
Oh really?
in some traditions.
Salt over the right shoulder. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I got it. Very good.
Should have been your left hand then.
Pardon?
Should have been your left hand.
Yeah, my
otherwise
left
it's
hand's
bad luck.
chrome though. Yeah, feel bad.
Right.
I don't have a third
Assumingly,
eye.
that's it. You begin to head off. As you do, you perhaps take a route that takes you. Tetsu waves in the distance.
My long limbs.
His long limbs drifting in the breeze.
I'm like one of those inflatable arm people out of a car.
Let me show you the dance of my people. Perhaps you take a route that goes past Shem. As I said previously, life is returning to the soil here. You can see that that kind of great twisted wreck of chrome and steel that crashed into the place that destroyed it first has got one of these kind of warding posts around it. And you begin to head off. The desert to your left, the red canyons to your right, sun rising, and perhaps far off in the distance, the faint glitter of the peak of the Macleod Cathedral. I think, unless there's anything else, we will end there, given this is a good breaking point for the next quest line.
Hands up if you rolled a dice this game.
Oh, it's good. It was a good roleplay
I
session.
did.
And I got a nat 1.
Nice.
I did not roll a single dice this
No,
time.
that was good. There was people resolving, where they are and so on. Cool. Sick, bruv. Anyway, we should all now say a bit of a goodbye to Sam, who's going to be going away to do some fancy acting stuff.
I am.
Do you have the dates yet?
What, yeah, what for?
For the shows?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me?
You can tell them if you want. I mean,
Yeah, it's from, that's actually very good. The 29th of March to the 11th of April. But it's up in and around Newcastle, so I know all you northerners watching, if you fancy taking a trip up North Lake, come along.
Well, presumably
You
the
might have
Northerners
eliminated
don't-
any chance of that happening.
That's what I actually sound. That's what I actually should sound like, because I'm born up there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
actually, where are you born?
Sunderland.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have expected
I
that.
moved down to Swindon when I was very young.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, come along.
and you're back at end of April, I think you said?
End of April.
Cool. So we'll have a little questarino. And then Tetsu shall rejoin.
I thought you were only missing 3 sessions.
No, it's going to be 4 because I need to sort some stuff out after the stream.
I'm not really sure about dates.
If you enjoyed watching, please consider following. And
So,
I'm not going to actually say it.
no,
No,
just
wait.
stop saying and stop asking for any of this stuff.
Thank you to
Oh.
Happy Da Punk for subscribing.
Thank you, Happy Da Punk.
Thank
We
you.
actually got a subscriber. Okay, thank you very much.
That's all 4 subscribers.
So you know what? In your honour, I'm going to roll a dice. It was a 6.
Nice.
That's
For
your
a
number.
6-month subscription. Thank you very much. You've got no choice. I know. Honestly, I mean, if anyone subscribes to this mush, then you know, thank you very much.
This is a classic sales tactic. You know, you describe your own product. It's just utter shit.
That was a really meandering session. I've got to be honest. Like
This
all over
was
the
difficult,
shop.
this one, yeah. Well, it's
You
probably
know.
better because I think our internet was a bit fucked at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Although it cleaned up about halfway through, but we dropped 7,000 frames, which
Really?
in the back of my mind calculation is 300 seconds, which is quite a long.
Oh, that's really bad. I'm sorry about that.
What's 300 seconds in minutes? 200 seconds in minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's a good 5 minutes of downtime in there.
Oh, so what?
Yeah,
We were offline for 5
Not
minutes.
offline, but paused. Like
That's really.
like
Oh,
that's
sorry.
across a lot. But it improved towards the end.
So hopefully, I mean, it's unlikely, but in 2 weeks we might have the internet improved. But as I said at the start, 2
Oh,
weeks
that's
we'll have
actually
that
supposed
back
to be
job done.
gang sign or
Audio
something.
hopefully cleaned up a
Seems
bit.
so.
What was the other stuff?
We'll
YouTube.
just be better behaved.
YouTube
Yeah.
backlog uploaded, and hopefully these sots and rogues will shape up their act.
I might have had a haircut by then, you know.
Oh yeah, I'll have a haircut by then too. Yeah, nice.
I will probably have had a haircut after 4 weeks. I will.
I've already had a haircut and no one even mentioned it.
I mentioned
I
it.
did when I
Your
came
hair's good.
in.
Scum.
Your hair already-
Did anyone mention it on the chat?
I might.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's all about that.
I think we should end the
This is
stream
sure
now. We
Yeah.
good? Cool. Thank you all for watching.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Oh god, that's all. I can't.
Yeah.
God, what's going on?
Is it not working?